So last week, our young Reed became a man. He went through his bar mitzvah of sorts, but instead of, reading from the Torah and being lifted up on a big chair and getting a bunch of money from your distant in-laws and things like that and relatives, he got the shit beat out of him by another man.
Did they cut off his foreskin with a katana?
Yeah, well, that was done at his youth.
Katana.
The ceremonial freaking bris knife.
Are they gonna use his foreskin and fold it over 1,000 times to make the next katana?
It's Grand Moil Amaris. Alright. Our young Reed...
No, it's gonna turn into a chakram.
Our young Reed became a man. That was probably the most important thing that happened, or at least it felt like the most important thing. It's the thing I remember the most, but it might be because I remembered it last. But who else can tell me what else happened last game?
I had a heart-to-heart with the Emperor, and then Ito had a shittier heart-to-heart with the Emperor, and then he had to make a character class decision.
That he never made.
No, he made it.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
What'd you
pick?
Unfortunately, after the incident with the Onyx Serpent monks and the attack, with Adelaide being able to cast this spell on her weapon that she had not been able to cast before. She didn't even really know how to cast it. A little bit disconcerted, she returned to the ship, and Ito found her basically sitting on her bed. She had a holy symbol of Loth Mater on one side, and her weapons on the other. A choice.
Do you want me to tell them what was chosen, Colin?
You don't have to. But really, at a crossroads, a more religious pastory path on one side, or a more militant path on the other. One that involved more weapons training and things like that. It's, doesn't get more on the nose than her sitting between her holy symbol and on one side and her fucking weapon on the other. I can't make that more symbolically obvious.
So it wasn't that it wasn't obvious for me last session, it was more so I wanted to make sure I was understanding it as it was intended.
She chooses to walk the middle path. She goes home, says fuck all this.
That's fair.
Fuck this shit.
She goes on. She goes on her true quest to seduce the fucking ice witch from the north.
That's the thing. The ice witch is actually Aruna's sister.
Oh my god.
But that was left up in the air for reasons. It's not like it needs to be immediately chosen right then. It's more of a quandary, a pickle to think about. She's gonna have to learn she's gonna have to fight. That much is for certain, and while she has had training, by this point your characters are a little bit stronger than the average dude. I mean, Grandmaster Amaris kind of beat up Reed, but he doesn't really count, because he's
not really an average dude.
He's not an average dude. Reed's probably close to being on the level of Master Fenris. Did anything else important happen?
I was gonna help get Max a leg.
Yeah, but Max is basically dead to us.
Max are not appearing in this game.
Oh, we were kind of debating whether we wanted to get rid of Lincoln.
Oh, wait, hold on. On the topic of Max.
I see how it is.
Sorry, Tommy, you keep going invisible and it's totally distracting.
It's on purpose.
No more talk of Max.
You're like a heroin-addled Cheshire cat.
No more talk of Max. He'll show up one day, like a month from now, being like, "What'd I miss?"
I just want to know how people feel about the death saves thing.
No. Moving on.
What?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Moving on.
Doesn't matter.
That was a possibility of... I mean, there's always possibilities of swapping out NPCs. This is not a bad place to leave someone behind. It's pleasant. It's peaceful. It's secluded. well reserved from the rest of the, well reserved, well secluded away from the incoming fight, essentially. Even once the armies of Black Everfrost sweep over this region, it's not like they're gonna form a giant line from one end of the fucking country to the other. Here, secluded, it's probably relatively safe, we say. But that's also up to you. Anything else important happen? Doesn't seem like it.
Nope.
Unfortunately, Vented True Cloud also probably going to get left here.
We got gold.
You did get
Oh
gold.
yeah, we said we were getting, and we don't. No, we do know how much. We divvied it up already. That's right.
Mm-hmm. You also
what was the source of that gold again?
it was
from
funding.
Master Man?
Funding for these Onyx Serpent monks that came from their monastery. After finding, because it had been hidden.
Did we discuss the retainer thing or not?
Now, as for what to do about the Onyx Serpent monks, a little bit harder. Grandmaster Amaris and Master Fenris will deal with the ones here, but they themselves are secluded in the monastery, and there's not that many monks sort of capable of dealing with it. That's why it kind of is sort of falling on Reed's shoulders. A task as a master of this monastery is something he can hopefully deal with.
Hunt down all the bastards.
Yeah, despite the fact that, you know, you'll never be able to stomp them all out. You can do what you can. You also had a nice heart-to-heart with Master Fenris, learning about his life and his past, about the ultimate nature of good and evil.
That's right.
Yeah, learned about how he used to be basically a guardian of the glade and the glen, and he had, you know, been angry because he thought that he was angry because he knew he was right. And he thought he could use that anger basically like a weapon or a cudgel, and he could like force the world to be the way that he thought it should be, and now he knows better. He realizes that people like you are his weapons. Students improving the future, that kind of thing. It's real sappy, but you know what? Sometimes sappy is okay. And then you got in a fight with Grandmaster Amaris. You did a pretty good number to him. He did take quite a bit of damage, but he is, at the end of the day, the Grandmaster of this monastery and extremely well versed in the ways of the Seishan. And while you were ultimately defeated, you availed yourself well, earning your token of mastery for this monastery. Simple token. Nothing about this place screams gaudy or... It's obviously pragmatic. It's made of simple wood, carved, and what appears to be crossing sickles, and it is a weapon that still... Even though while it in and of itself isn't necessarily magical, there's no magics upon it, something about it grants you the confidence and the knowledge, the understanding that you have really come to master this style. Thus, you know, like I said, you got that sweet increase in your martial arts die from I don't know what it is at this level, but the next level up.
It's a D8 right now, so
it's a
it'll be
D10.
Woo!
And it's, you know, that's pretty good, you know? I mean, it's certainly not bad. Afterwards, of course, you were pretty beaten up. Despite the fact that I like to hope that your friends that came and watched cheered you on and rallied you with their cries of support. But even despite those cheers of support and those rallying cries, you probably want to take a little bit of a rest afterwards. Grandmaster Amaris steps out of the ring. He also has quite a few bruises. a little cut over his eye as Master Fenris hands him a small cloth that he begins dabbing over the sort of blood that's pouring out. He says, normally under these circumstances, we allow our successful initiates, having risen to the status of master, we afford them a rest before a celebratory feast. And the jovial Grandmaster Amaris smiles, and he reaches down into the pit to help lift you up and pats you hard on the back. A very congratulatory, patronly pat on the back as he smiles broadly at you, pinning basically this grand mastery token on, or this mastery token on you. As he says, "You look pretty roughed up. You okay?"
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, well, you'll be fine. Why don't you run along to one of the dorm beds, or if you want to go to your ship, it's fine as well. I think tomorrow we'll have a nice feast, a day of celebrations for you, young Master Underbow.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna.
And
I need
as
my
for the
rest.
rest of you, you are all welcome, of course. His celebration, his triumphs are your triumphs. He would not have come this far without you, I suspect.
Bullshit. We could have done it all on his own.
Okay.
They leave.
Deuces.
Hey guys, I found a secret with the new Discord thing. If you dab, you go invisible.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Hell
god.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Don't do it. Don't leave us. Oh my god, he is.
It's amazing.
So next combat, we all just stand there while Reed does it all, right?
Oh my god.
That's true.
He really does me.
Well,
That's
yeah,
so
it can't find your face anymore, so it doesn't know how to.
You know, I think that the Chris Pratt casting for Mario was wrong. It really should have been Tommy.
Oh, thank you.
I think so
It's
too.
true. Tommy, give us your best hit to me.
It's to me, rape you?
Alec, cool.
I don't like where this went.
As the other, as the people begin filing out from the central area, you hear a voice say, "Psst, hey, Alec, cool!" As you see Nipsey waving at you.
Yep. I guess you guys finished your work.
Just about. We've got a little bit of work to do. Some finessing. Now we could use some extra hands. And I can't think of anybody here that has more than you.
I mean, that is true. What do you need help with?
Well, you see, she leads you over to the forge area. You can see the blacksmith, sweat beading his brow, stands next to a forge that burns hot, extremely hot. You can feel the heat just wash over you as soon as you pass into the area. The nearby coal buckets, previously basically full to the top, sit empty as they've just been stoking this fire. You can see that Venta stands next to a bellow and continues pushing it up and down, pouring oxygen, air into this fire to keep it stoking hot. As she motions towards the fire, saying, "Gotta make this bad boy burn pretty damn hot for what I'm planning to do."
Okay. Well. I cast heat metal on it as well.
Alright. Looking into the forge, you can see there is a ceramic crucible that sits white hot, and you can make out metal, sort of glowing metal within it. And I mean, even though it's molten metal, still metal. As you pour in heat metal into it, as it continues burning brighter and brighter. At least you didn't cast meat metal and have a hot dog barbecue.
I should cast meat metal, but I'm gonna do it after he gets his leg and then take it from him.
Yeah. Take a bite after he collapses and says, bitch, and leave.
Get fucked, idiot.
Alright. It continues to burn hotter and hotter as you can see she rushes to the anvil and she takes what appears to be a set of tongs and is ready to reach into the forge to grab this sort of ceramic crucible. Quickly she actually turns and motions towards the bench and says, grab that mold for me, as there is what appears to be a mold that is made of a similar ceramic material that has like these long kind of rod-shaped indentions in it, as well as one that looks distinctly like a foot.
Okay, well, I grab it and bring it over.
Alright. She nods her head, and says, oh yeah. Reaches over and hands you quite a large hammer, as well as two smaller hammers. You having to wield the large hammer in your two big hands, and that's two little hammers in your tiny Thrycreen arms. They're not really tiny. I call them baby Thrycreen arms, but they're like normal arms.
Yeah, I'm much larger than a human, so they're small, but not that small.
Right. She quickly grabs the crucible and rushes over to the sort of metallic molds or the ceramic molds, and she pours the molten metal in, and you can see almost immediately sort of flames leap up and it begins to cool rapidly, surprisingly rapidly, turning from pure liquid metal to what appears to be just glowing white hot rods, as she takes the tongs and once again flips it over, sort of dumping the rods out and the foot-shaped thing out on the side. She takes, using the tongs, she tosses the foot into a nearby thing of, basically she dips it in oil to temper it, and then after a moment, as this oil sets alight, she pulls it out and sets it into a bath of water. As the two of you turn your attention to the large rods, and she takes the pair of tongs and says, alright, I need these hammered out about double the size they are. Go ahead and give me a blacksmithing tools check.
So,
It's
what is that?
Just give me a roll plus your proficiency.
Okay. 20 plus. What is my proficiency right now? Or levels?
See, that's wrong though. You wanted to be bad, so Venta walks lopsided.
No, I want it to be good. That way it's good, and then I take it away from him.
Huh?
I guess it's +4?
It was about right, yeah. It was moderate.
It's high.
It was a moderate difficulty.
Real high.
But you easily find yourself to the task, bringing down the massive hammer onto the glowing rods, and then quickly as you lift the hammer up in the air, the two smaller hammers go tink tink on it, driving away slag from the surface of it. You can see it extends farther and farther, easily reaching twice the length. As while it's still hot, she almost takes like it looks almost like an awl. She takes a metallic pointed piece and she holds it over the edge of it and looks at you, and you immediately know what to do as you bring the hammer down right on the top of this basically this punch, as you punch a hole through it.
Sick.
Rapidly she grabs the foot and lines up these holes with what appears to be two extensions from the foot, and laying it flat, you can see she rushes to the fire once again and pulls out several glowing, they look almost like red hot bolts as she moves them in place to fasten this rod to the foot. And she says, alright, hit this bolt, smash it down as you quickly do so, basically flattening it out so it essentially bolts it in place, and then it, you flatten the bolt essentially so it can't come out.
Yep, pinning it.
Yes. It takes a while. It's hard work, and I don't know if Thrycreen sweat or if they have sweat glands, but by the end of it,
Nope. I am exhausted, though.
you are exhausted. Although, I imagine for you, the heat is quite pleasant, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely welcome compared to being fucking cold all the time.
At the end of it, you have a very admirable and impressive-looking prosthetic. It doesn't look exactly like a leg. There's no big central calf muscle. Instead, it's what appears to be a very sturdy metal foot that is supported by 2 long rods rising up to a cradle that would fit in about just, where it attaches just below his knee. It even has a faint sheen within it, as you're impressed to see. No doubt she needed to heat this to such a high heat because there's just a tiny little bit of what appears to be mithril in it.
Well,
I'm sad that Alakul didn't accidentally build him a Thrycreen leg.
how would I have done that? I didn't make any of it, really.
I mean, why can't you do that? Just, make Thrycreen.
Can you imagine how mad Max would be?
I don't give a shit how Mad Max would
This
be.
is a bug
I
leg.
helped him do something for his
It would
fucking
be so
sister, but he's
good.
not fucking here.
It's my...
2
I
weeks
mean-
in a row.
It's not as fine as the Skyweaver, but it's not bad. Good job.
It's pretty nice. Good job for both of you guys. You did most of the work.
The blacksmith sort of smiles and looks sheepishly down to the ground and says, "Well, I did what I could, but I've learned a lot of things, and I know a lot of things about weapons and the like, but can't say I've ever made a prosthesis. I suppose I
Well-
mostly was just the muscle in the situation."
Still, learning experience.
That it was.
Not everyone's got the muscle and the stamina to do something like that, so...
I'll take the compliment for what it is. I'm not gonna
Yep.
turn down a nice compliment like that, and you did quite well yourself.
Thank you. Like I said, I did make my own sword, with quite a bit of help from somebody, Let's just leave it at somebody. I don't remember if I actually told him.
And you, Vented True Cloud, should be grateful to have such friends.
I never said I was his friend.
Wow.
Such allies.
Yeah, an ally is a better term. I mean, I never said I was Reed's friend.
Peer,
Don't think
colleague.
you're special.
Reed doesn't need friends. The only friend he has is Klaus because he hugged him that one time.
Nope.
And kunai would
Klaus is
change.
dead to me.
I like how
Undead,
Cody
brother.
sends BRB after
Lou-
he's been gone for 20 minutes.
Lou, Klaus is dead.
Yeah, I said exactly.
He's dead to everybody. He's fucking dead.
He's
He's
undead.
undead to
Oh,
me.
Cody has. I've been informed by Cody's loving wife that he's taking a shit.
I mean, we've all
Yeah.
been there.
Tell him we hope. We hope
for
he's
the
okay.
record, 90% of all phone calls that Cody answers, he's taking a shit. So I
I
don't
want him to be
understand
on
why
Dis-
he
I
doesn't
want to
just
be
bring
on the
his phone
toilet
in.
on Discord so I can go to him and do stuff with him while he's straining to push out a brown baby.
Well, tell him not to squeeze too hard. He'll go out like Elvis.
He's gonna give himself hemorrhoids if he tries too hard.
I can't sit anywhere. I have hemorrhoids. If Max was here, he'd appreciate it.
Max does appreciate a good hemorrhoid.
All right, it's time. It's time for us to swap out Max and see if Bryson wants to come play.
I don't.
Yo,
play with Bryson.
I don't think-
I would play with Bryson before I would prefer to play with Max.
Nah, he.
That's a really strong
I-
selling point.
I feel
It's
like
not.
I feel like Bryson would at least have effort.
You can see
Trust me, he don't. Bryson is worse than Max.
the foot. The prosthetic matches up beautifully on him. You can see it's he's after it's had time to properly cool. Despite the fact that it's still warm, it's lashed
No,
to his leg.
I put it on when it's fucking white hot.
Hell yeah. And you drive a nail through it, that way it's permanently in place.
There's your fucking leg, you ungrateful prick.
Beautifully balanced, perfect length. He hops off the table after you've attached it. At the walk at first is obviously a little awkward. The gait is slightly limped, but understandably so. It's something that will take time to get used to. Already, however, he seems to walk more confidently. You can even see, you actually see every time he lifts his ankle up and walks forward, there is this almost, you can see there were a couple of springs that run along the rods that would have seemed to interact in a way that caused the foot itself to flex as if he was naturally walking.
Good for his back, I guess.
It's true. And Venta turns to you, Alakul, and says, "Did you know I have D&D AIDS?"
Wow,
And then he
I can't
starts
believe it.
coughing. Your work done, Alakul. Nipsey sort of wipes the sweat and soot from her face.
I lean down to Nipsey and tell her, you know, if we ever need extra money, we could just kill him and sell it.
It's probably worth a lot of money, actually. You don't get prosthetics like that again. Of course, we could do the same thing for Aruna's arm. I'm not saying
Or
we should.
We could kill Venta and put that on Aruna's arm.
That's true. Freaking talk about kick puncher.
You,
The power.
you don't want a foot hand?
Whenever she punches someone, it's as hard as if she were gonna kick him.
Yeah, we should chop off her other arm and just give her like fucking galloping potential.
You know how, like, you do an axe kick by bringing your leg so high? I don't even have to do that. I just have to lift my arm and bring the heel down on someone's skull.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Me too.
The two of you return to the Skyweaver as the blacksmith sort of holds up his head and says, "I'm just gonna clean up here and then I'll be turning in myself.
You should also, yeah, you should go to bed.
Don't want to leave the forge burning too hot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time I almost set this place on fire, though, that's for sure." And he, you can see him going about the business of dousing the forge as you walk to the Skyweaver to retire. I doubt there's anybody else that wanted to do anything on this night before, you know, your long rest before your general celebration and then setting out.
I mean, I did want to ask the dude about the map.
Sure.
If he knows how to read the secret code that I saw, or could tell it was there but couldn't actually see it.
You can see if you can ask him which one, Grandmaster Ramirez.
Yeah.
He'll be around for the celebration. You can go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I can just, yeah.
We also have M who can take a look at it. If you want.
Yeah, I figured one of them probably would be helpful. But yeah, I'll go to bed and then do that the next day.
You each retire. The day well spent. Your ally / friend / comrade. You know,
Slash person that sleeps on the boat.
having grown and having earned something important to him, no doubt. If nobody else wants to do anything or talk to anyone on the boat, day dawns, bright, early, quite chill, actually, despite the fact that you're in the middle of August. The monastery is already a flurry of activity when you arise. They wake at sun up, generally, and go about their business. In Reed, you can see that the business of the day is a little bit unusual. They've cleared out the central area and are setting up tables for your celebration. A celebration that you've seen done before, although usually done in the sort of cafeteria hall. Unfortunately, that is being used to hold prisoners at this moment. But they're doing what they can, deciding to have a nice celebration out, likely under the setting sun and the starlight later in the day. Ito, Adelaide has not left her room. You talked with her. Same for you, as I said, Aruna. Adelaide's not left her room.
Actually, my plan was to stay with her until she either kicked me out or what.
Oh, she would have kicked you out real fast.
Okay. No, that's fine. But my intent was to stay with her and try and discuss things.
That pretty much as soon as after you talk with her, she makes a precursory. I think I'm ready to rest. It's been a exciting and interesting day. So she would have pretty quickly had you told you to scram, at least for the night.
Sure. It's just to confirm, I'm sorry, this is the next morning for us as well?
Yes, you essentially sleep overnight. I have a nice long rest, probably more than 8 hours. I mean, fucking tired. Makes it conveniently, nice and early in the morning, maybe 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Sun having risen pretty well into the sky. Whenever you go down to breakfast, you can see Reed is bruised the fuck up, probably. Your long rest has healed your wounds, but you still sport the bruises and the cuts.
I smack Reed on one of the bruises. Good job, buddy.
You did it!
He said Mayor is here. I'm here now.
It's funny, he's muted too.
M
Did you
is
say that?
He's
there,
probably eating.
basically, smiling. He says, "Well, welcome to the Masters Club, buddy."
Is M a master?
M is a master.
I didn't know.
He's a master.
M
level.
stands for master.
Actually, I wanted to ask M, like, I get, I get that you're, with us, you're on the crew, and you're interested in helping out our endeavors, but like, and I get that what's in it for your order, but like, what's in it for you?
What do you mean, what's in it for me? All about
Like,
all about the information. I mean, where else am I going to get to travel pretty much anywhere pretty quickly? And I mean, from what I can tell, you're seeing, honestly, some of the most interesting shit that I'm going to see in a lifetime.
Sure, but when, if things were to get bleak, do you stick with the crew or do you go back to your monastery? Actually, that was unclear to me. Do they have an actual monastery or do they not?
They
have
do.
One? They do? Okay.
It is in the sewers beneath Parazula.
That's right. Okay, I've got the clans mixed up. So do you go back to Parazula, or do you try and stick it out with us?
He actually sits there quietly for a while, and he says,
and I'm not trying to say this accusatorily. I'm just
he almost sits there quietly and sort of lost in thought. He says, "You know what? Not actually sure."
You're obviously not, you're not a knife in the dark or anything. You're not quite a mercenary, I don't think. But maybe that does bear thinking about.
I kind of like you guys, but at the same time, I don't want to die if it comes to that. I guess, if that day arises and it comes to that day, we're gonna find out, aren't we? But that would be an interesting day. It would have to be a hell of a event to cause that situation.
I appreciate your confidence, and I will. I guess I will knock on the door of Adelaide.
All right. There's a pause as you can see there's no answer at first. You feel a sort of brush up against you as you feel a metallic finger that points up against you that says Carrington, and it holds out like what looks like a tray of food.
Okay.
You take the tray of food and you see Carrington actually turns and knocks on the door a little bit harder with his metallic fist, and then turns and walks away. As a voice that's from within says, "What do you want?"
Food, I guess. I suppose.
Come in.
I will open the door and carry the tray in with me. What's on the tray?
For breakfast, it looks like Bruce has whipped up what appears to be a fine set of hotcakes.
Hotcakes are good.
Hotcakes are pretty good. Unfortunately, there's no syrup, so Bruce just spit all over them. So. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Well. I will set them down. Her bed like takes up 90% of the real estate in this room.
It really actually does. But you roll a perception check.
I bet that room's clean as fuck after I cleaned it up, though.
It is for now.
Yeah.
17.
You can see she doesn't look well rested. It doesn't look like she's moved very far at all. She still sits on the bed. She now sits kind of cross-legged instead of her feet dangling over the edge. It looks like she's moved the holy symbol to Loth Mater around, like she's been sort of looking at it and picking up and looking at it, as well as the weapons. And she has pretty heavy bags underneath her eyes, as well as you can, despite the fact that she's quite young, you can almost see the faint lines of a furrowed brow and a downturned mouth.
I will.
Well, I was starting to get hungry, I suppose. But I thought I was supposed to be fending for myself, as you call it.
I didn't make the food, it was just put in my hands. Perhaps Nipsey thought you needed a day off for a break.
Perhaps.
If there's any physical contact whatsoever, like if when I'm handing the tray over, she like brushes my hand or something, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on her because she looks exhausted.
Sure. You do get the opportunity.
It says it cures a condition. Does exhausted count as a condition, I think?
Technically, I believe Greater Restoration does exhaustion, but you know what? Or there's something that does. I don't know. We're gonna say it does.
If you would prefer like a lay on hands, I can do that too.
Oh yeah, Greater Exhaustion reduces target's exhaustion level by 1. But you know what? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna say it's good enough. It's role playing, baby. We're not that worried about it for reality. You can see, you do have the moment to sort of place your hand on hers as she takes the tray, and you cast a restoration spell on her. And you can see almost immediately she perks up a little bit. Bags are still there, but she sits up straighter and says, no, I'm suddenly quite hungry after all. I suppose that was a good call. As she begins, she doesn't, at the end of the day, she's still a lady, in a way. She doesn't ravenously dig into the pancakes or the hotcakes, but she does start taking off pretty big pieces and eating them. And through sort of mouthfuls of these delicious, fluffy hotcakes. I don't know if they're delicious or fluffy or not, but I'm gonna say they are, Bruce. I'm gonna
they're
say
your hotcakes. You can decide that they
no,
are.
they're Bruce's hotcakes because I said he made.
That's true.
They're hot crepes. They're really thin.
Eco.
Where I come from, we call them really thin pancakes.
Lord Avenor, how can I help you this morning?
Well, let's be honest. My my attempt at showing you the smaller people in the world didn't go so well. But I feel as if the categorical disaster of it being full of ninjas was not within my realm of understanding. So what I came in to ask is, what do you want to
She
do
said,
today?
I think if anything, you taught me a very important lesson. You can't trust anybody.
That is a take.
I mean, that's a pretty solid take for what fucking happened, Connor.
But I would argue that, more importantly, your position will not protect you.
She sort of sits there for a while and she looks up at you and says, well, you wanted to be an advisor, so advise away. And this is not nothing. He's always been kind of resistant to being told what to do.
Okay. Well, my intent with visiting those lesser...
I also forgot your important dice for today is another 18.
Oof, oof.
Nice.
I wanted to ask that last week. I know that you've said that there's ways that we can enhance our henchmen, NPCs,
Yes.
passengers.
Yes.
What is Madame Zariah's advancement? Does she
Her,
get like a bonus for the portent roll? Or...
Madam Vestia.
Madam,
I'm sorry, yeah, Madame Vest.
Madam
What did I
Vestia-
call her? What did I say?
Madame
Fuck.
Zariah.
Raya.
Zariah? Sorry, I'm tired.
the oh my god, Gracie, nobody's here. The baby's not coming today.
Gracie demands the baby.
She senses the second coming of Jesus.
Beaver looks like he's about to tell us something that he's in witness
Jesus.
protection for.
The real way I was saying advance them was you can expand more slots on your ship to get more people.
Oh, I see. Okay, then never mind. Portent dice is 18. Cool.
Important dice is 18.
So yeah, I would inform Adelaide, like, I have a custom on my island that I inherited from my uncle who raised me after my mother and father died. Every Friday, I will go down to the servants' quarters and I will prepare their meals for that day. I think it was Friday.
Oh, as soon as you say go down the service course, she almost smiles and says, risque.
Not exactly. My house is not as divided as the Imperial quarters are. It's simply a different floor of the building. But I make a point to walk amongst the people. If all you are is a name on other people's lips, you become so far removed. Your lawmakers will say your name, it'll mean something to them. Their followers will say your name, it'll mean less to them. And once it gets down to your basic peasantry, it doesn't even matter who you are.
That feels like a good way to get killed.
Well, I also try and make it a point that, not to inspire that idea in people. Except when I'm here with these guys, it's pretty much ingrained at this point.
We all wish E2 was dead.
Does that actually work? You ever seen that in practice beyond the Ile de Royhan actually work?
Well, I'm not a lord of anywhere but that island, so can't say much, really.
That was a test.
That
was a test, Connor. You fucking failed.
Did I?
Yes. You have heard of it working. Adlindra does it. She learned it from you.
I'll be honest, I didn't actually... I think I remember that coming up, but I didn't put that together. Does she do that with her troops, I'm guessing?
She does. She did that in Festenhaven. She'd go out every
I
Friday
failed. I will commit harakiri.
Do with the troops, and she said she learned it from someone she cared about. It wasn't your name stated exactly, but it was pretty obvious who she meant. You fail. It's almost like I've crafted this stuff to all go together like fucking puzzle pieces.
I'm sorry. I'll take this motorcycle key and I'm just gonna drive it right through my throat.
I don't want
Do
you.
it.
You have to.
Do it right
you have
now.
to drive up here and buy me Flaming Amy's.
Ooh, flaming Amy.
Did you get your turkey chonga?
I have not had
I
a
got-
turkey chonga, unfortunately.
I've gotten 2 so far. I'm gonna get another one on Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
yeah,
what is-
Tuesdays-
Wait, hang on. I'm a foreigner in these lands. What is this?
Turkey
Turkey
chonga is the
chonga.
Thanksgiving dinner.
It
and,
They've been
legitimately
doing
looks
it
like
for
vomit.
years.
It tastes good.
I haven't been to Flaming Amy's in like 6 years, guys.
They've been doing it for longer than 6 years.
They really have, actually.
It's so
I can't
good.
think of a time where they have not done it, but it's good. The only
And they
problem
make
is a lot
freaking
of
cranberry salsa, and that's fucking fire.
a lot of times they will make
What
a
kind of
certain
salsa?
number for every
Cranberry.
day. Like they'll have a certain
Whoa.
number. Like sometimes they'll make a certain number for every day, and so if you don't
Okay.
get there early enough, then you know they're sold out for the day.
I gotcha.
Hold on, I'll post a picture.
I made a ghetto chopped
Tastes good.
Plymouth the other day.
The only
It's-
If you haven't roast turkey
it's-
in the apple.
It's turkey, jalapeno cornbread, and mashed potatoes in a deep fried chimichanga, topped with jalapeno gravy. Served with cranberry salsa.
Fuck
I mean, it's
yeah.
good.
Holy
God
shit.
It's
damn.
super good.
That sounds
The
fantastic.
only problem
It's-
is Flamin' Amy's is
They're like
closed
this
on
big.
Mondays, and it pisses me off that they're
They're
closed on
Closed
like
on
Mondays.
this-
Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental Health Mondays.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean,
Especially
it's
with
fair,
COVID.
but it still
I get
pisses
it.
me off because I'm like,
It's
the
fair.
best day for me to go.
Sometimes I'm hungry on Monday.
no, the best time if I were to go would be on a Monday,
Oh yeah, because you can go after the Monday game.
or I can go before the Monday game.
Before the Monday game.
Sure. But
Alas,
yeah, so I will glance at the weaponry or the symbol of Loth Mater, and I will ask if I've given my opinion, but have you made your decision?
you know, I've never put that much faith. Whatever gods there are, I've always, I suppose, lived for myself. As she sort of reaches over and she sort of picks up the bow by her. She tests the tension of the bowstring. I've been trained in the use of weapons, but to tell you the truth, I've not been trained very much in fighting, I suppose you could say. Not a real fight. I guess there was a time where I believed that the enemies I faced were actually giving me their all, but I don't believe that now. I guess I'm wiser. They should have, because I probably would have still beaten their ass, but...
Has she finished eating?
yeah.
And then I'll tell her, come on. I'll take her out of her room. Bring your stuff, your things, and bring the symbol of Loth Mater anyway. The gods may have, truth be told, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in right now if your
Go ahead.
family's situation with the
See if it looks
gods
good.
were
Currently-
any better.
Currently, all she brought with her weapon-wise was her short bow.
You can do it.
But
But at the same time, you're at a monk monastery that specializes in weaponry, so she has access to literally any weapon.
I would say don't give up on the gods. But,
Let the
There's-
gods give up on you.
well, I really want to quote Terry Pratchett. It's really hard not to.
Do it. Do it. I haven't heard it. Do it.
What is it?
Oh god, he's googling it. Hit the moment's
No, I
ruined.
can't. But there are gods, we know this, they exist, but that doesn't mean you have to go around believing in them. Sometimes they won't believe in you.
Right. Sort of nods her head and picks up her short bow and handful of arrows. You can see, she says, what are we doing? Am I going to need my armor?
Target practice on vintage True Cloud.
Let's go to training day.
I mean, it's probably good to get used to that. You are going to be on the road for some time, I think.
She wears, she grab her armor and is able to don it over her clothes. She wears at this point just pretty simple, very ornate, but at the end of the day, it's just leather armor.
And I make sure that she picks up the symbol of Lothmatic.
She takes it and you can see there is a loop for as if it can be worn as a necklace, but there's no like leather thong. Like, you know what I mean when I say thong. Stop laughing, myself.
Yeah.
Or no chain that runs to it. Or at this point, it's just free. So she
Could
takes
wear it
in
on
her
your
hand.
wrist.
You could. Clearly this sat at the bottom of her chest for a while, which is why, she had overturned the chest. But she clutches it in her hand alongside the short bow, and she nods her head and says, "All right. I suppose done things my way for long enough. We'll see how this goes."
I will. The Skyweaver's landed, right?
Yes, it's set
We're
down
still
at
okay.
maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles, somewhere in the mile to 2 mile range outside the monastery.
I would walk with her to the monastery and see if maybe we can find a target range. And if we can't, bale of hay.
Well, you know who's good to ask about that. Reed.
Reed is not at his, or is Reed at his?
Oh my god, it's a chance for Lou to interact with the Holy Emperor, Adelaide von Richten.
It's me, Reed Ever Virgin.
Cora is going to take my body one day. There will be love, and her dog will watch.
It's Ever Neckbeard.
Did you say her daughter can watch?
Her dog can watch.
Oh, her dog. Okay.
After the thrashing I've gotten from Master Marais, I realized that I don't really like women.
Sometimes when me and Cora do it, her dog Bruno looks at me and licks the back of my ballsack.
No.
He sticks his cold snout up my ass crack. It feels nice. It's refreshing.
Is that what turns you gay, Beaver? A dog's cold snout on your ass?
Cold snout on your asshole. That'll stop you from coming, that's for sure.
Boy, will it. Holy shit.
It's a shame, because I was gonna hope Lou would go down there and train with you, but...
Lou!
You know what? Aruna, what are you doing?
Yes, I'm here. I was eating.
Do you want me to go still, or since he's here, you're good?
No, let him eat.
I mean, if Lou's here, let Lou do a scene.
Alright. Ito. Emerging from the sort of quarters of Holy Emperor Adelaide von Richten, she is garbed in her leather armor, carrying a short bow in one hand with a small quiver of arrows at her hip. On the other hand, she has the symbol of Lothmatic clutched. They are looking for basically places to train, how to set up, as well as, just training in general. It's a good opportunity for you to, show some of your expertise with weapons, as it looks like they're, after, at this point, a month and a half of flying around with Adelaide, she's kind of willing to accept some advisory, and specifically it seems like on the use of weapons and how to fight.
I'm gonna kind of like prop up and play on my lute while she's doing that, and if I can get away with it, I'm gonna try and use Bardic Inspiration on her as she's taking her shots as like a confidence booster.
All right. You head towards or whenever you go to the monastery itself, you can see, for the most part, it is.
And Reed is with us. Is that?
If he wants
Reed,
to be.
Well, exactly how. Well, that would depend. How long has it been since?
It's been a long rest.
This is the next. This is the next morning. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I woke her up. I served her breakfast, and we chatted. And now we're going to the shooting range because I'm sure you have one somewhere. Or if we can't find that, we will find a bale of hay.
Normally, the shooting and sparring range would be in the central area. However, that is being currently converted to a dining area for Reed's celebration. However, it's not hard to grab a couple of the straw dummies and some of the weapons off the racks and practice outside the walls. There's plenty of free space. Her, after you basically do that, you said you're going to inspire her for her first shot?
Actually, if I can, I would just keep playing on my lute and just slowly dump inspiration into her so that she, has a better chance of doing well. Because I'm trying to build up her confidence.
Oh. But is it wise to build up a false confidence in her?
No. But she's had a couple missteps already. So
Alright.
I think.
She is gonna roll an attack roll against you, because fuck you.
Alright.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Unfortunately, her first roll is fucking trash. She rolled a 2. Plus 7. What's your bardic inspiration dice?
I think I'm at 1d8 right now. Let me see. I have too much shit. Bardic inspiration. Is that under yeah, features? 1d8.
Alright. Good news. The fucking D8 helps her hit. It barely clips. She's standing at about, I don't know, 40 feet or so. Not close range, but not exactly like long range either. As she takes a very careful aim and fires off a shot from her short bow. As it doesn't strike true in the chest, but it does glance over and pierce through the sort of straw stuffing the torso of this mannequin.
You're thinking too much. Move a little closer and just,
Go ahead and roll a, I suppose, maybe an investigation. Or
Sure.
I'll even let, if Lou's there, I'll let him roll just a straight wisdom check.
You still want me to roll?
You can roll as well.
Well.
Haha, my wisdom is terrible.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not a great shot. It's a little bit sloppy.
Does she, does she sound like she's straining?
Initially, no, but you can, as soon as the arrow fires off, before it even strikes the target, you can hear a frustrated growl from her. It's not how she wanted it to go.
I mean, Hilda, with with all due respect, you did just get fucking stabbed last night. I feel like some inaccuracy early on is pretty believable. Try again.
She gonna take another shot. This one also hits, but it's not a strong blow. It's not directly in the center. It's just another glancing shot off.
Looking on, Reed will just,
You do Reed, you've had
Getting
some
closer and
experience
closer.
with stuff like this. Sometimes, when Master Fenris used to say, sometimes a nice change of scenery will help. But whenever he said change of scenery, he was not talking about a change of venue or location. Sometimes it's just nice to pick up a different weapon.
I was going. Go ahead, Luke.
I myself was never too good with the bow. Tried shooting the target, and I almost took off Master Fenris's head. Was not a great first shot.
That explains a couple bruises.
Let's try to just tidy it up a little. Square your shoulders. Keep your arm back. Calm breath. And hold it before the shot.
Okay.
In and out.
Takes a deep breath as you stand near her, following your advice. Jesus Christ. How did she have advantage and roll a fucking
D8.
rolled a 3 with the advantage?
I'm willing to important her.
I thought I was doing really good right there.
She got advantage on the dice roll, but she rolled a 1 and a 3.
I'm willing to important her.
No, we're not. Absolutely not. No.
That's not.
The day we use a portent dice for this, Colin kills all of us.
She just. She kind of just throws the short bow to the side, lifting her hands up in the air. I can't even hit a stationary target from 40 feet away. And people expect that I'm gonna do any fighting or leading. This is ridiculous.
Maybe she's nearsighted.
Yeah, she's got. You have to get her huge glasses.
She's got an astigmatism.
And she like storms away.
That's okay. I think Reed had a point that perhaps, the bow is the problem. Is there a weapon that you have had training with?
I mean, I've dabbled in all of them to an extent.
Any that you were noticeably more competent with? I'm sure we can find something here.
She, basically, you sort of go read there are weapon racks, just loads and loads of weapon racks to practice with different weapons.
It's like the scene in Crouching Tiger.
Basically.
Good shit.
And she, says, I suppose I've trained with, all of them. To an extent, greater or lesser. But as she sort of goes along, she actually stops at the two-handed weapons, looking them over. She's always been a little bit more partial to a little bit less finesse and a little bit more force. As she looks over what appears to be a rack that has a sort of great axe, a maul, and a great sword. As she sort of looks at them and sizes them up, as she reaches over and just picks up the great sword and begins swinging it around. Read to you, it looks pretty sloppy, but
I'll unless Reed wants to, I would step up with the Ashen Inquisitor.
No, you go ahead.
I will take a fencing posture.
Right. She does the same. Reed, you know that these are the blade that you pulled out, she pulled off the rack, is a blunted blade. It's practice blade. It's not one made for actual combat, or made for combat, but not like killing anyone. As she sort of nervously takes the blade and sort of levels it at you, Ito. Sort of her hands tilting the blade forward. Reed, roll a wisdom check with advantage.
Oh, and last time I actually did woohoo! 18.
You can see as she sort of pushes it downwards. You've been trained in every weapon here.
When you say she's pushing it downwards, you mean like she's dropping the tip?
She's dropping the tip. As you see this as well, Ito. But you correct her, telling her one of the the most important thing, really, is you are always trying to be on point. Your blade, the point of your blade pushed forward, is a defense. It should always be between you and your opponent.
You and your opponent.
As she does so,
pointy end goes into the other man.
Pointy end should always be between you unless you are cutting through them. And even then, you should always be following up. Alright.
Honestly, this could be a good match for you. You seem to be very swayed by your emotions. I think you can use that as a conduit into the weapon.
Lou tries to get the Emperor to put a point in the Barbarian. That's the last thing we fucking need.
I can control. She says, "I can control my emotions," as she just swings at you, Ito.
Great. Let's see it.
Indeed, allow the emotions to flow into the sword.
That's not a good roll for her, though.
Who's trying to make her into a Sith?
God damn it!
She keeps rolling like 3. I don't know what it is. I roll a d20 and she rolls a fucking 3. I just rolled 2 3s in a row.
Can you fucking stop?
She does. I mean, she does indeed. Despite the fact that she's not, she does not have a problem with her emotion. She just rushes towards you, Ito, and like has a chopping motion that you easily dodge the sides. Lands in the sand by your feet.
He's like, all right, well,
something to work on. She's got to be more measured, more calm.
They can provide you with great strength, but if you let your emotions cloud your judgment, it'll be as much a hindrance as it does help.
All right, Ito, do you cut back with the Ashen Inquisitor whenever she?
No. I'm not gonna counterattack until she actually
lands a hit.
But
unless Colin rolls really well, I severely doubt she could actually hit me.
Have you? You hear a voice that says, "Have you taught her to meditate?" As Master Fenris sort of looks onwards from the doorway.
Truth be told, having spent the last month or so with her, I didn't think that would be possible. But that's only because I also struggle with that as a practice.
Well, that is something we can work on remedying together. If you would join us, Master Fenris says, "Master Reed, Underbow, perhaps we should show them what it is to calm one's mind."
Absolutely, yes. Let's. But inside, Reed's not really. She feels a bit too impatient and impertinent.
Aren't they busy?
Master Fenris? Hell no, he's not setting up. That's
Okay.
peon stuff.
Okay.
That's
That's initiate work.
That's initiate work. Grandmaster Amaris and Master Fenris, they're going about their normal business.
Got it.
All right.
I mean, by all means, this is not a,
Private affair.
Well,
I know. I just couldn't think of the word either. That was the first thing that popped into my mind.
What am I supposed to close my eyes and still my mind, and all of a sudden that's going to make me a better fighter?
I think you have this misconception that any of this will happen quickly.
Roll a persuasion check.
32.
Jesus fuck! You have a 14, a plus 14. God.
She sets the great sword down. Says, "I imagine it can't go any worse than this."
No, things can always get worse.
I mean, obviously, have you seen what's happened to your face over the past month and a half?
I shaved this morning, thank you.
Looks like you should stop shaving a little bit off the top because you're going bald.
Well, I mean... Ito subconsciously touches the back of his head to see if he really is going bald.
It's I know the feeling.
Oh no!
I mean, you feel hair on your head. It's there. Control C. Control E. Let's put Adelaide out here. Reed up here. We'll put Master Fenris up here. Put
Oh, cool. I'm already over here.
Bruce.
I feel like Karakua would also partake in meditation. If he were fucking here.
Taking a dump.
I was meditating the other day.
Does Henley meditate regularly? Like, I know you do the thing with your swords, but or whatever the hell they are.
I've been trying to understand the animal within me.
It's true.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to do.
He listens to 3 A's gracefully, does it?
Yep. It's hard for him to do. The real way for him to understand he's learned is, or the only real way he'll be able to really communicate with Steinhertz is were he to make his way to the astral plane somehow. But he learned that from Saul. Is anybody else doing anything?
Oh my god, I want to do something, Colin.
What do you want to do, Tommy? So we can proceed this game forward. I'm ready to get the fuck out of this monastery.
Well, this is just something that
This
can be done
monastery
on
sucks. It's filled with fucking monks.
That's fair. This can be something that's done on downtime at any point.
Just
In
tell
an
me-
attempt to raise my charisma and observation skills, I would like to hang out with M and ask if he could, like, give me any knowledge or insight into what he does.
M is surprisingly charismatic.
I'd say seems pretty good on top of being a changeling, so.
You find M not much after breakfast. He sits in the galley, leaning back, sort of patting his full stomach with a smile and says, not bad, Bruce! But at the same time, if you want to roll an insight check.
That's 20.
You can see he is basically, you can tell just by the look on his face. This has nothing to do with the food. He's nervous. Still nervous. He leans back, patting his stomach with a smile on his face, but he every now and then sort of eyes over to make sure that he's close enough to a porthole that if he needed to slide out or run, he absolutely could. There's still nerves about the fact that he's in this monastery that he did some bad things in. did end up killing a person trying to escape. But you don't survive this long thinking that you're just okay. And he just kind of has this very tense air about him. Even if he's trying not to show it.
Yeah. I'll sit down like right beside him. Yeah.
Don't sneak up on someone like that. That's how you get stabbed in the side.
I don't take you for the stabbing in the side type.
Oh, well, no, obviously. I'm gonna stab you in the back. It's much easier that way.
Entirely fair. First time in the lion's den?
I mean, I've been in many a lion's den. The only problem is the first time in a lion's den wearing this face.
Sorry, I needed a sandwich.
That's fair. Just had a recent experience.
The first time I've been in a lion's den where they actually know I'm not one of the lions, if you know what I'm saying.
That's entirely fair. Well,
I can't say I'm a very big fan of it. Have to write this down in my notes. Don't do this again.
Damn. How do I even talk to this guy? He's too baller.
But you must have sat down next to me for some sort of reason, so please feel free to expand upon your thoughts.
You're sounding more like a radio show.
His voice is
character
is supposed to be 1920s or 30s like radio guy.
Alright, I can't say I'll always present good information or interesting facts or whatever you enjoy the most, but you have a particular way of talking and infiltrating, and I guess an air or a presence about you that I would be extremely interested in, I guess, learning a little bit of.
Well, dear girl, what do you know about lying to people's faces?
Well, I don't know if you've picked up on that, but there's been a lot of it lately.
So you just failed. You just failed. Why didn't you just try to lie to my face? Tell me that you've spent your entire life lying to people. Tell you that you've spent your entire life lying to yourself. You see, lying is much like any trait. You get good at it if you practice it.
Well, should I go parading around as Lord Saracenu and pretend to be a pompous asshat?
I should hope
The
you want
rest
to
of the day?
present yourself as something more impressive than that. I myself presented myself as a duke of these lands whenever I went deep into the Jinma dynasty.
Christ damn,
A
is
little
there a
foray
place you haven't been?
a little foray that I went out and took care of on the orders of my obviously wise and particularly intelligent Grand Master. My first journey out into this world, actually. Maybe even my favorite.
Oh god, I heard dice roll. That was scary.
What's your passive insight?
I am gonna wager it's probably not too good, Colin.
Roll an insight check.
Okay. 16. That's not bad.
There's no quaver in his voice, but then after a while he says, "See, that was a lie. I've never even been to the Jinma dynasty. I don't know a damn thing about it, really. Except that it probably sucks there. But that's kind of my point."
I mean, it's a point well taken.
Have you ever heard the term "fake it until you make it"?
Yeah, I think could use a little bit of that.
Well, to tell you the truth, I've quite come to like this ship. And so I am more than willing to work with you on this ability to deceive. But what does M get out of it?
Well, I could offer information about where I come from, about the Feywild.
Well, it would have to be pretty interesting information.
You know, that remains to be seen. The other thing would be a task that you could help me with, but may prove to be interesting.
Well, you do have me at interesting. Fire away, dear girl.
Ooh. Hey, Connor, cover your ears.
Why?
Do you wanna... Should we stay in here or not?
I mean, if just the two of you, if you feel like it is.
Is it supremely pertinent?
Alright, I'll be down in the Moonwell column. Okay. So, M.
That's what they call me.
I don't know if you've caught on to the fact that, well, I mean, you're awfully good at reading people, I'm sure. Kind of going behind Lord Saracendi's back, and I will look to see if there's anyone else listening.
Ooh. I don't know. Definitely not Ito.
Yeah, I figured.
Or Reed or Adelaide. They've left. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. There's no easy way to put this, but I've gotten myself into a situation that I'm not sure how to get myself out of. And it unfortunately is pretty intricately entwined with Ito and his, I don't know, religious beliefs, family, etc.
Have you thought about just killing him?
I think there's possibility that numerous people have thought about that, but I think that's pretty par for the course.
I mean, I mostly meant that as a joke, but...
Well, I would not unless I had to. But... Okay, well, this is where I'll present my first bit of Feywild info. Do you know about the War of the Cunning at all, Em?
Can't say that I'm very familiar with that. I'm afraid my purview mostly retains to the material plane.
Well, simply put, I'm on a side, I suppose, with a being that rose up in the Feywild and drove another particular group out. And Ito is, if not a direct descendant, at least religiously tied to this being.
He would be. That bitch.
But simply put, my employer, my partner, whatever you want to call her, wants her dead, and time is of the essence.
Well, that is a lot to unpack.
Well,
But why do you even care? Just ignore her. Or don't. Up to you.
well, the chance of me dying and everyone else dying is pretty high if she decides to come calling, I suppose. I don't think any of us really stand a chance against something like that.
What, does she... I suppose in the parlance of my people, does she have your balls in a vice? What's forcing you to do this?
Well...
And you can see, you automatically know that M is now probing you for information.
I figured. You know, at this point...
Perhaps you should just come clean, dear girl. I assure you your secrets are safe with me.
Oh man, can I actually insight check that one?
Yes, you can.
Oh, that's pretty good. 22.
Ooh, he actually rolled a natural 1.
Damn.
Even so, that's still that's expert.
Still probably pretty good.
So it's still like an 11, but
Damn, that's still pretty good.
he said, you get the feeling that at the end of the day, it's really up in the air with M.
I mean, the simple fact is, the only other person you can tell is Ito, and that would just bring things to a head quicker. Yes, the balls are in the proverbial vice. If I don't complete this task, it won't be me, it'll be family that pays the price.
What do you mean, family?
Well,
Why would your
Back
family
in-
pay the price? Do they have them at knife point?
Well, unfortunately, they are a Feywild being who does most everything deal-wise, and I did not word things.
So a hag, you're saying?
Yes. In other
Well,
words,
that's actually
because-
quite easy. Why are you even coming to me?
What are you saying exactly?
You change the deal.
Where the deal can be changed, but can she break the deal, M?
Absolutely not. Once the deal is struck, it can't be made. It's the way hags work. They're treacherous, but they are beings of their word. Now, that word can mean multiple things. That's often how times they get ya. But I must tell you, the same can work for you as well.
I gathered that in our last meeting that I could probably talk her into a loop or into another train of thought.
Yes,
But that does bring me to why I'm talking to you. You seem to be the type that would be able to do such a thing.
you flatter me, dear girl.
No, that's the...
That being
hopefully-
said, generally hags have abilities and ways to see through glamours and shape changes. I doubt I could
Well-
take your spot.
Well, it's more for me to talk my way out of things is the backup plan if things go awry. The other one was, unfortunately, subterfuge with Ito to find out more about the Green Lady.
So we kill
Get a
him.
hold of her.
I'm just joking. But it would be a fun idea, wouldn't it?
I think you could probably get Adelaide on board, and maybe Alacool.
You give me enough time, I imagine I could get everybody on board.
And I will, like, tap the table and be like, that's exactly why I asked you. Because you probably could. But, as things are now, we're not exactly in a position to gather information unless you're somehow able to talk him into revealing every single secret or, you know, sneaking away from the airship and going to the Eldoroyhan.
I suppose. Could work on that, but he may very well not know these things himself. Depends. Do you want to work on that, or perhaps manipulating the deal somehow?
I know Baba Yaga can listen to me, right?
She can, but it's not perfect, really.
Okay. Well, to be honest, with the way plans often go with me, I think having both in the pocket may be the way to go.
Well,
But,
I can
It's
give
just
you
me.
some advice for free.
fair enough.
Now, I myself have never dealt closely with a hag or made a deal, but their nature is known to us. I know a couple of people within my order that have brokered with them for information, and I can tell you the most important thing to understand when you're dealing with a hag, that everything you say and everything they say can alter, change, become a deal.
So was it entirely, like, verbal, Colin?
It's verbal, but once the deal is struck, it's magically binding.
Okay. Figured.
But deals can kind of change with the right talking, essentially.
They gave me that for free.
Of course, I don't know what I would charge you for it anyways. I mean, you already let me live on your ship. That's fair enough. Get to see an interesting part of the world. Certainly would have, traveled this far this quickly otherwise.
fair, but if you do need something,
I need to get out of this
Not above
place
it.
as soon as possible. I'm not, I know that Grand Master Amaris has not tried to kill me yet, but I don't trust this place. Makes me nervous to be here.
entirely fair. Anyway, I think we should probably get back to things before it looks too suspicious. I'll hold out my hand to shake his hand, like we're making a deal, man.
He holds out his hands and takes your hand and smiles and says, "The choice is up to you, dear girl. If you want to work on that ability to lie and manipulate, I'm more than happy to help you. If you want me gathering information, I can do that as well. Perhaps putting in the seeds of doubt within Lord Sarasenio, maybe that he should return to the Ile de Royhan. I can do that as well."
Well, between you and me and which one of us do you care about, or any of us really?
Which one of you do I care about? Between you and Lord Sarasenio, or whatever his name is? I care about myself, dear girl. It's far way you're gonna get farthest in this world.
I assume as long as it's interesting for you, huh?
No matter what happens, I'm sure to have a hell of a story from it.
Alright, I'll give him a nod and I will leave.
I mean, but it's up to you, you know?
Yeah.
He's fine with doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he's interested at the very least.
Yep. Okay, you can go back to their cool training montage if you want.
Incredibly salty.
Alright. Somebody put on You're the Best Around.
You're the best! Alright!
As a training montage plays, Ito and Reed, side by side with Adelaide, as she swings the sword initially sloppily, but then over the course of a single day, more assuredly.
Wait, we lost Ito.
Yeah,
Oh,
I kicked
no.
him.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the day, as the sun is setting, and for some reason there's an ocean behind you, you can hear the crashing waves. She leaps up into the air, and suddenly, still frame. Adelaide in the air, sword overhead, sun setting behind the ocean, as you and Reed, or Ito and Reed, high-five each other. The training montage finished.
We'll make a man out of you.
You're getting kicked too. Hold on.
She,
Wait,
Adelaide,
are we gonna turn Adelaide into shoot us?
All right, now it's my
Adelaide,
turn.
Adelaide pulls out her
Go.
pants and sees a dick. She says, "I can use this."
Hold on, now it's my
Good.
favorite inspirational
That
song.
would be her
Go the
response,
distance.
Can we use the 18 for inspirational montage?
If you if she woke up with a dick, she'd just be like, yeah, alright. Nothing's really different.
Pushing forward through time.
She be pushing forward.
You can see, you've been here for a couple days, and for the most part, things are pretty comfortable. You can see, Lincoln prowls the grounds. He talks to a couple of the initiates. He actually pulls out what appears to be small vials, and he points to the weapons, talking about, if you, put a little bit of this on your weapons, you can do a lot more damage. If you're looking to buy some, I can sell a little bit for a pretty fair price, as he's sort of trying to push poisons on the monks. Be like, you can make your weapons even better. Vestia actually joins you for meditations, but she eventually...
That sounds dubious.
Eventually Grandmaster Amaris kind of pulls her to the side, because she's not doing it quietly. She's holding a crystal ball and muttering to herself, saying, "I can see into the past, present, and see all times." And she sort of mutters to herself. It's a little bit distracting till Grandmaster Amaris comes and says, "You like to read fortunes, huh? I've not had my fortune read since I was a young lad."
Oh, I'm afraid.
And has her come to read his fortune. As
I
you're
would
able
like to scan the horizon for beholders.
quietly sort of go about your meditations with Adelaide. She does not take to it very well, unfortunately. She fidgets, she, scratches. Eventually she just kind of gets up and walks around and sits somewhere else. She's uncomfortable. There's no serenity of mind here. There's no centeredness. There's no one being with oneself. It's just, she does not seem suited to it right now.
Figured that was gonna be the case.
She's all up in her emotions.
I'm gonna find like a bunch of like pebbles and like flat stones. I'm gonna gather them. I'm gonna hand them to him. Like, just stack these stones. Breathe. Listen to the wind. Just stack these. See if we can get them up right.
Right. She'll
It's
try.
okay to have a mild activity.
She tries, and you spend the entire day trying to work it, a large portion of the day trying to work at this, and it just does not suit her. Master Fenris tries to help, saying, calm your mind, young one. Don't let your emotions dictate you. But at the end of the day, a single day is not enough to make a difference, really. She fidgets and she complains a little bit and says, I'm not planning to join your monkhood, so why does it matter if I can meditate well or not?
Can I try having Sternritter sit with her too, seeing if like it works like a comfort blanket if like there's pressure near her or like warmth?
You can try, but it does not make a difference.
Okay, never mind then.
She's not suited to that sort of life. She's not suited to the life of a monk, Reed. That becomes pretty apparent. Fiery, emotional, that's what she is. Lustful, that's what she's always been. After a couple of hours of trying this, she just kind of gives up, saying, I'd rather just practice swinging the sword.
Let's try a punching bag.
Try what?
I'm gonna try and like some of my a punching bag. I'm gonna try and some of my my rock clone.
Oh, that's cool.
Out of the-
I like it.
He's gonna give her something to beat up
continue
on.
to try and meditate.
Alright. She's going to swing at it. Ooh. What's the armor class of your thing?
It is. I believe it's 17.
Alright. You summon it,
Nope, it's 19.
and she turns and she takes the sword and it just cleaves right through its head.
Damn.
As
Good
she,
shot.
she annoyedly just brings the sword around and it just slams into it, obliterating it. She says,
I'm gonna reform it.
never had a doubt in my mind. You reform it.
What are you waiting for? Keep going. I'm gonna
Alright.
reform it.
And yet, after that one hit, she... Despite the fact that she said she never had a doubt in her mind, there's almost like a weight that's lifted off of her as she begins sparring a little bit more confidently. Taking the time to really kind of open up strikes.
And I'm gonna move around, move the clone around a little bit more and more as she's getting more confident.
Alright. It's still, after, it's still sloppy, you know? It's still...
Sloppy!
It's still sloppy. She's got a lot to go. She's got a long way to go. But, just against that target, with the confidence, she does actually pretty well. She just needed that first little step. And you find that she's kind of able to almost channel her frustration into some pretty damn strong strikes. Her next attack against it was like a 22.
Damn.
As she just like cleaves off an arm with this great sword. And you can see it sits awkwardly in her hands, but she tightens them, and she tightens her hands around it, and it seems to get more and more comfortable as the day goes by. Or the hour goes by as she sits and trains until she's worked up sort of a sheen of sweat. You can see her arms begin to tire slightly. The sword grows slower and slower. It's only been an hour of training, but that's, you know, someone that's not taken extensive or training as extensive as this. An hour's a long time. Even so, Reed, you recognize a lot of improvement. Just in today.
Excellent.
Alright. The dice determined a great sword for her two-handed weapon, so that's what she's using.
Oh my god.
My god.
The dice.
She can get the Holy Avenger.
That's true.
That is true.
Fucking sick.
The time passes by. Oh, cool, you do have to every now and then go check on the blacksmith and Venta. Venta stands, says, "I have a leg," and then he walks forward until he hits the wall. And he just keeps walking into the wall saying, "I have a leg."
I've got the jar of dirt!
I
Criminal
Everybody.
I walk up behind Venta and go, "Think fast!" and I just shove him down to the ground.
Jeez.
The blacksmith sort of
Does Nick
stretches.
become evil from that?
The blacksmith stretches and he says, "Damn, there's a hole here that if a body fell in, nobody would ever find it."
Yes.
It's
Good.
perfectly
I just kinda, like,
sized.
lower the.
It's perfectly sized for a Venta True Cloud.
Hey,
I just
Venta,
kinda, like,
let me
make a
see your
divot in the
leg.
dirt as Venta falls.
Somebody's gonna pee in his butt.
Oh my god, you know what I could do? I could fabricate his leg into something else.
See,
I mean,
this,
I could turn it into meat.
at the end of the day,
Mm,
this is the ultimate problem with my D&D games. I end up spending too much time doing stupid role-playing instead of doing the stuff I had planned.
That's fine.
what did you have planned?
Not being in
Very
this fucking
manual.
monastery.
Yeah, let's leave.
Let's
By the
go.
way, I believe at some point...
Place sucks. The food sucks. Let's go.
I don't care if we don't actually roleplay it, but Reed would have told Fenris about Korra at some point.
Yes,
Ooh.
and I imagine,
Are,
no,
are
you.
monks allowed to feel love?
I forget. Did you talk to Grandmaster Amaris about Sol Sanctus? Yes.
Still think it's not yet, but that was also on my to-do list.
Wait.
That's okay. You can do that.
Let him know that Sol Sanctus said hi. That's
Is
it.
Reed about to ask the master how babies are made so he knows next time he sees Korra again?
At the end of
Not
the
by
day,
quoting Star
there
Wars,
is
my good lad.
at the end of the day there is a large and impressive, bountiful
know.
feast that is set out. Long rectangular tables that are covered in platters of breads, veggies, roasted meats for those that are, want to eat meat. At the head of the table, at one head of the table, Grand Master Amaris. Master Fenris sits at his left hand, and in a place of honor, Reed, you sit at his right hand, the most recent master. You can see you are served first, despite the fact that Grand Master Amaris is at the top of the order, as you are allowed to eat first. Not that you have to worry about getting the greatest portion. There's enough for everybody, and all are invited, as the table is packed, not just with monks. You can see Lincoln is there, sitting near Madame Vestia. You can see Lincoln is every now and then looking at the vegetables, I was about to say, he pours something in Madame Vestia's tea. She falls asleep. He drags her back to the ship.
Oh
Oh
boy!
my god,
no.
oh my god, he roofied her!
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Can Lincoln sound like fucking Bill Cosby now, Colin?
He goes,
No.
I'm gonna take you back to the ship! We're gonna see just what those crystal balls look like!
Wait a second.
No.
Somehow this is getting worse by the second.
But hold on, there wasn't anything about a pudding pop.
This is hey, this is fucked up. He should sound like R. Kelly.
Lincoln says, well, you gotta be
It's not
careful.
much better.
Lincoln makes sure to pour his own drinks and says, you always gotta be careful. You never know when someone's gonna slip poison into your drinks. I don't mean that threateningly. This is good little bit of life advice. As he sort of pours his own drinks and,
You must be a real wild man at a bar.
well, have been known to imbibe a libation or two. But Vestia there, M is actually almost like a stray cat that nervously pokes his head at a screen door as people are eating. That's the best way I can describe it. He's like nervously at the outskirts of it, watching.
Oh, I'd sit by M, because he already expressed his discomfort.
He sits far at like the far end of the table from Grandmaster Amaris.
That's fine.
I don't. You know, these monks. You know, we monks can cover a lot of ground, so hopefully I could get away by the time he covers the length of this table. Just in case, you know.
I could
Also
also
nice to read.
I can also turn you into a bird, and you can just, fuck off.
That's
That
true.
makes you feel better.
Turn you into a bird and you can fuck off.
Even so, I'd prefer if we had. He looks at the rest of the crew, more close allies around. You know. Ito, why don't you sit down here with us?
Who's saying?
M.
I
Sure.
do.
I'll sit with that.
The old crew of the Skyweaver together, huh? As he looks
Something like that.
nervously at Grandmaster Amaris, he says, I'd rather not be surrounded by his monks just in case, you know. I appreciate you all sitting around me.
I feel like if he wanted to do something, he probably would have done it already, but I understand.
I'll roll an insight check.
Is that everybody that's around him, or just Nick?
Everybody that's around him.
20.
Oh,
Is everyone
no.
at the table?
Okay, there
Everyone
we go.
who's choosing to sit with him as he's calling the crew of the Skyweaver kind of around him.
Oh, okay, I'm there then.
Dude, I'm on fucking fire with these insight checks.
Oh yeah, that strong fucking 8.
Nice
22.
perception check, Henley.
Yeah, I'm eating. I'm
There is
14.
Aruna, you get and Alec Cool. You get the feeling that there's more to his call than just being surrounded. As he kind of gathers everyone around, and there's just the faint change and inflection of his voice, a satisfaction whenever everyone sort of gathers around. All right, I feel a lot safer now. I appreciate it. Obviously, you know, Reed's probably not going to go sit down there with him, but the rest of the crew,
Anytime, man.
well, of course.
I understand.
Are they serving booze, Colin?
Yes, the alcohol can flow freely enough. Nobody's gonna get drunk here. There is the option of it, though. It's not the fucking drunk monastery.
Should be.
That's in Connor's Island.
The monastery.
You
A
mean,
normal
you mean
place.
Venta True Clouds Island, actually?
Yeah.
He says, obviously he's not flowing too freely. That, happens to be another monastery, right? That's, I believe the one located on your island, yes? Lord Avendor, Ito.
Just Avendor's fine.
Avendor, of course, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. It's always a little bit, what do you call someone of a higher social standing than yourself? I myself often prefer to call them friend.
That's fine with me. We're not on my island. I don't have any sway here.
That is maybe true, even so.
And I will look at Hilda when I say that.
I am interested in your island, to tell you the truth. I myself have not... I've obviously heard about the monastery, but I'm not familiar with the entirety. What would you say its most impressive features are?
As in, the natural features?
Well, I suppose it could be natural or otherwise. It's up to you, really.
His wife's titties.
And Lindra's not on the island anymore.
I was gonna say I enjoy the views, but then Nick dropped that shit in there.
Mhm.
That is quite a view to enjoy.
There's
Bold of
So
you to
in-
say that from across the table.
I also enjoy looking at Ito's wife's titties.
The Twin Peaks of the old Royhan.
there you go. There's
two very, very small mountains.
Now, I'd say they were at least above average, Nick. Thank you.
Yeah, above average.
I see you carry around a strange symbol with you. As he sort of motions towards where your holy symbol is. Can't say I'm familiar with that one.
it's a local deity, mostly only worried about the residents of that island.
Really? Now that is interesting. There's something I've always found it quite fascinating, this sort of homegrown religions and local intelligence. Obviously, I come from a monastery that focuses on intelligence, and of course there's these big grand ideas, and these ideas of incredible conspiracies that span multiple governments, but I've always found the local things really interesting. Why don't you tell me more about this green lady? I myself am afraid that I know very little of her, as he sort of smiles.
Unfortunately, I would be...
Roll an
Go ahead.
insight check.
Can I
16.
also roll one?
You already did, motherfucker.
No, on this. I'm saying this.
You can try, yes. It'll be a disadvantage.
I got a 16.
I got a 20.
You can see he's kind of brushed. While he was talking about the monastery, he's pretty quickly brushed over that topic without expressing any interest in it. Just talking about the Green Lady.
And when you say that, do you mean he's indicating he doesn't want to talk about the monastery?
It seems like he's indicating that he's probably a little bit more interested in talking about the Green Lady.
Got it. Okay.
Well, talking about anything else besides the monastery.
Yeah.
Well, Ito, while we were back on the ship, me and Em were just talking about our venture into the Feywild a little bit, so I think that's where he's picked it up.
It is a fascinating
Fuck,
subject.
my stupid ass was thinking this was Master Maris talking. I'm sorry. M makes much more sense now.
It is a fascinating thing, really. As I said, there's all sorts of local interesting gods, and I do like to learn about them. Please feel free to share. Avendor.
Well, there's no churches or
I'll say-
cathedrals or.
I
chapels.
won't make you repeat it. He's just asking you about stuff, basically.
Well, I would inform him.
Because we've all
you're gonna
heard,
have-
like I said, we've all heard the stuff you're gonna tell him before, basically.
Sure. Okay.
Unless you know what, you can talk to him. I have to go pee, so feel free to
It's
tell him
fine.
about it, because I know what you're gonna say. But M doesn't.
It's me, Em.
It's me, M. I talk like a 1920s radio person.
And the fire ferrets are in the lead.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
But no, please, tell M about the Green Lady.
Sure. upset. That's what I tell her. She's
First
upset.
question, why she gotta be green?
He's the jolly green hoe. Man, I sure wish Karaka would have some input about anything.
I'm
Cody
too busy doing soup.
Cody pooped his brains out. That's what happened.
Yeah, he
Oh.
had to make
Did you
room for
not see
tater
the
soup.
picture? Did you not see the picture of the soup?
I did. I'm just joking. I had a baked potato and scrambled eggs because it was easy to make. Baked potato in the air fryer are pretty baller, let me tell you. Friendship with D&D group ended. Now best friends with M. Sorry, guys.
But Tommy, what about our plan?
Yes, plans within plans.
Okay, Lysandra.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too, Tommy.
Oh,
Rick, I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner.
My way to say our business out loud.
Mm,
Come over here and get some soup.
Cody,
Cody-
just wants someone to eat his
Cody
soup.
just wants
I
everyone
don't
to
want
eat
to
his
go
soup.
all the way down there.
You don't even know where I live.
I have a very good idea because you live near Colin.
I know you live in a house.
Damn
you
it.
sh- if you check
I know
your
the
left
neighborhood,
buttocks,
so I'll just knock on every door in your neighborhood. I can't imagine that going fucking poorly.
Hey,
You're
knocking on
not, you're
every
not
door in
white, so
other
you'll be
house.
shot really quickly.
All
Cody,
right.
you know
Yeah.
how,
Nick's
Cody,
white
you know
passing.
how dogs and cats have tattoos where their chips are? You have one on your left ass cheek from Nick that you've not known about for years.
I already told you, I don't identify as white. I identify as a family of 4, according to Stouffer's Lasagna.
Nick is white passing until they ask him what his last name is, and then they go,
Yeah.
"Oh, get out of my neighborhood."
That's when I step in and say Bennett, and they go, "Okay, you guys are good."
That's
You look
that's
a little
why-
funny there, Bennett, but
that's
come
why
on,
I
Mom.
can't really actually go to Israel and not be watching my own back because they really fucking hate Arab people.
Cody, my name is Richard Albert Bennett Jr. They will not question my ethnicity.
Well, congratulations.
very,
Your full name is now on the internet.
That's an extremely ethnic Vietnamese name. so
It really
I
is,
believe-
though, isn't it?
Can you
All
can you
right.
drive a manual and drive in a circle at 100 miles an hour?
So the
No.
point is, Connor or Ito, you sit and Ib talks to you. Like, he asks a lot of questions about the Green Lady. If you know why that religion started, if you know anything, basically everything you know about the Green Lady. He's interested in it.
Yeah, well, as I said, small gods, no chapels or churches, shrines, and mostly.
One church that you know of now, at its ruins.
Well, that's true. That's true.
God doesn't need a church.
He's an architect.
What if God was one of
You
us?
thought God was an architect.
And
Now
Connor would
you
think
know he's something like a pipe bomb ready to blow.
He's Ted Kaczynski? Oh my God!
Oh my god.
Does God hide in heaven because he too is afraid of what he has created?
Well,
Like I said-
I don't want to be in this with Lou anymore.
Can God make a dick so big that he can't take it?
Yeah.
We already said that was Connor.
What a sentence.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
it is
I'm
Connor.
honestly trying to decide whether I write Henley out and leave him here or not. Or
Why?
Not Henley. Venta True Cloud.
Yeah, Venta, not Headley.
Yeah,
what the
write
fuck
him
did I
out.
do?
You
Max.
lived. You
I mean,
you were related
like,
to Max.
In all honesty, like, fuck Max.
Drop
At
them
this
both.
point, I don't fucking
You know why
care.
not?
He
How many hit
legitimately-
points?
He
how many hit
doesn't
points
want
does
to
Venta
be
have?
here.
If Vent has less than 100, I can disintegrate him, and we don't have to worry about him.
Not
We
88.
could tell him it was an accident. He was aiming for me. She
Yeah, it was
aiming
crazy.
for-
He'll believe it.
All right.
And while,
Totally watch
then while he's at it,
her
Tommy can hit Connor too.
That's what you talk about at the bottom of the table. At the top of that table, read
Hey.
Grandmaster Amaris is there. He gives you pleasantries, he laughs, and he jokes. He tells the joke about one time how he thought there was a... Basically, he says, I remember one time I thought perhaps some of the initiates were feeding ducks at the pond, throwing breadcrumbs, because I always heard cracking. But then I found out it was because the initiates had far too many beans in their diet, and it was a real shame. As he jokes about,
God damn it.
no. He was always a little bit of he was always, like I said, more jovial than Master Fenris, as he tells the joke about parts sounding like duck quacks.
Yes, they do.
God, initiates, leave the ducks alone.
Smells like a paper mill over here.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. They need some
What?
good dough. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But you are able to talk to him, like I said, you can talk to him about Korra and,
Oh, okay. So now talk.
Do it.
now
Do
it's
it,
time.
because
hear
you're a
you
weird
roleplay
little
it.
halfling boner.
Do I really have to roleplay? I
Yup.
mean,
Yes.
all he's
Before-
letting him know is that
That's
she's
how
coming.
you have
How
character
is body
development.
form?
You
How girl
fuck.
get pregnant?
Why does he care if she's coming? What
Nothing
does,
about
what
that.
does
It's literally
Grandmaster,
just
what does
letting
she
him
mean to
know.
you?
Lou, lean into it. Own it. Make it better.
I'm not gonna
it
make
yours.
Lou do more than he's comfortable with.
Listen, Lord, we're about to listen to Lou ask the Grand Master how babies are made.
Lou, in our last campaign, I got described as being called by a giant orc woman while she had her way with me.
Did you
can deal with
did
this.
you tell Laura that in Reed's first sexual encounter, a dog licked his ballsack?
I don't remember that happening.
Well,
That's cause
Yep,
you were
Karak wasn't
Karak
there.
was there. He bleaked it out of his mind because it was terrifying.
Oh my god.
Nah,
He
What
was
if I
dog.
don't remember
I'm
because
good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
he was
turned
the
into
dog.
the dog?
Yeah, Karakwa was the dog.
Oh my god.
But we'll get serious
Wait
for
a
a moment.
second.
We'll get serious for a moment. Lou, Reed,
I sent you a video, Lou.
you sit on the right side of Grandmaster Amaris. As I said, he's a jovial fellow. He just told a joke about initiates' farts sounding like duck quacks, but at the same time, still the leader and a very powerful monk. As Master Fenris sits sort of sternly on, his brows are furrowed at the joke as he just kind of shakes his head. He was always very much the stern one compared to the Grandmaster. But you are in a place of honor, sitting at the table. I don't imagine Reed would be a glutton and just pile up his plate. He's taken a very adequate amount. Feel free to roleplay it, Lou. I'm out of beer.
I should have said more. Literally, all it was. I mean,
Wait.
we weren't going to go into a whole big thing.
I want to hear
Just
you
letting
fucking
know
say
that-
it.
I guess.
Say it. Say it, Lou. Say it.
I don't understand what you guys actually want me to. Because the whole thing was that he was literally just going to let him know that, yes, he met a girl named Korra, and that she will be coming April, early April.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be coming all right.
And here,
Grandmaster
Fuck off.
Grandmaster Amaris says, "Okay," and continues eating.
Thank you.
He doesn't need to go into more than
That's
that.
nice, Reed.
He takes your word for it, and you're speaking for her. Master Fenrir says, "I'll keep an eye out for her, and any
sure
that come with him."
Watch out for her until I return.
I hear you mention, Grandmaster Maris says, "Ha! Sol Sanctus, huh? Can't say I've heard from him in a while. That son of a bitch. He thought it'd be fun to travel around the nearby area and learn all the fighting styles. Turns out, you don't really need to learn fighting styles when you can just breathe incredible fire all over everybody."
Indeed,
Oh.
he was quite the character while we were there.
Like I said, at the end of the day, he always wanted to know things, and that's well enough. But at the same time, I never thought he was really had his heart in the whole monastery thing. I didn't kick him out exactly, but I told him I think his time would probably be better served somewhere else other than these tiny monastery walls, and I don't want to say he just left angrily, but it did leave in a little bit of a huff. I don't think many people have just dismissed him before.
Well, he seems to be enjoying his life by the lake.
How
with
could he
all of
not?
the knowledge gathered.
How could he not? We could all only be so lucky as to enjoy a nice lakeside villa, take in knowledge, and sleep in a throne of books. Alas. He lifts his sort of, what is it, like a crockware cup up, a toast to the newest master of our order, Master Reed Underbow. The initiates all raise their glasses as Master Fenris does the same. Even he can't stop himself from sporting a slight smile. As a rousing cheer echoes throughout all the initiate monks. Hip hip, huzzah! The night otherwise passes pretty uneventfully. Food is good, drink is good, the friendship is good. You retire, waking bright and early the next day. You had too much to drink, perhaps with a little bit of a headache. Happily enough, during the night, many of the initiates have taken the time to re-outfit and your ship, giving you enough supplies to last for the next couple weeks from the gardens around the monastery.
I did want to stock up on cherries, since they apparently have them here.
Well, they've got lots of stuff around here, but you can. They've got orchards and crops around.
Where
You easily get to a couple weeks worth of supplies. I mean, that was the point of this stop, was to gather it, and since this is such a close relationship to Reed, they're willing to do it for free. Especially after the help you rendered in dealing with these monks of the Onyx Serpents, still held captive. At this point, it's time to back to this one.
Oh no. The monk music is gone. Bye bye, monastery. We
God
leave it
bless
early.
you. Holy shit, I was tired of hearing that fucking song.
You know you're gonna start it off, right?
Can't
Yeah.
turn it down.
But every time anything changes on Foundry for me, it resets my volume. So.
The monks see you off. Good humor. Grandmaster Amaris and Master Fenris coming out, waving at you. A beaming smile on Grandmaster Amaris' face as you set off, re-outfitted, resupplied. The Sky Weaver slowly climbs into the sky. That is, I meant to ask, do you want to try swapping out a retainer for another?
My vote's no.
I wouldn't mind it just because Lincoln was really only there for Klaus.
I mean, I
I mean, unless you guys have a need for him.
I
don't
do.
care either way.
'Cause
Okay.
I can really use the poison on my dagger. I've just not had the ability to get them before we have a big combat.
The swap out for if you change from Lincoln is obviously Lincoln's current
we were gonna do
ability.
that.
Is he sells
We
poisons.
were not going to do that necessarily.
He sells poisons. He can train in a poisoner's kit. that sort of thing. He has a bunch of poisons he can unlock that do more damage. If you were to swap out Lincoln, now you can swap out someone. You could swap out Madame Vestia, although I doubt you want to get rid of that portent dice. If you get rid of Lincoln and bring on the blacksmith, he offers access to expertise weapon training and a +1 to weapon or damage rolls with weapons. And those expertise weapons would be chosen from Voldas.
He doesn't really help me, so I don't.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I want to be buddy with him because it gives me a chance to actually use alchemy if I gotta remember to use it. So
he does have access to basically alchemy plants and things. Also, he kind of overlaps with Im in a way, and he's good at finding out information, although his is mostly where Im's good at going into cities and infiltrating things. He's good at just going to like a tavern and getting rumors and things like that.
I mean, I don't have any opposition to keeping Lincoln. I'm just saying, I don't have a horse in the race either way.
He's got a good accent. I actually know Lincoln's accent. It's southern.
Yeah, I think the potion making value, the herbalism, and the alchemy is probably like worth keeping around, especially if Alakul is actually going to use it for poison making.
And
Plus, I don't use weapons.
he can train people in Poisoner's Kit.
the blacksmith just feels irrelevant when everyone's going to be getting special weapons anyway, so getting expertise weapon training feels redundant
He also
and
gives you
pointless.
+1 damage, which is essentially making your +3 weapon into a +4. That also seems really good. Alright. Here's what we do. We leave Alakul and Lincoln, and then we bring the blacksmith and I don't know, someone else. Everybody wins that way.
Okay.
Venta is going to remain behind with the...
Wait. Can we kick Venta off and replace him with an NPC?
Unfortunately not.
That's a shame, because that's the golden solution.
Not quite how
They
it
need a
works.
full room to themselves.
Venta is going to remain behind with the Ruby Serpent monk in the hopes that she can hopefully help with his disease, the disease that ravages his body, which ruins the badass weapon that I made for Venta that is based on spending his own hit die to make a gigantic two-handed sword of blood that has...
I'm sorry. What?
I made I worked on a weapon for Venta where he can spend his hit die to increase the sword's power. The plus on the weapon it's a magical weapon. If he wants to spend a hit die, it's a +1 weapon. If he wants to spend 3 hit die, it's a +2 hit weapon. Or he could spend 6 hit die to make a +3 weapon. And it had a bunch of different disease abilities. It would do a bunch of like disease damage and stuff. It's all been
Shame.
whirlwind.
Cue loading shotgun from Hot Fuzz. Shame.
Shame.
He's gonna remain behind, hoping that his
Shocker.
Alright.
his affliction
Can't wait for
can
him to
be
show up next.
aided.
Yeah, I really can't wait for him to show up next fucking week and be like, what happened?
I feel like, alright, so everyone actually says it. All in favor of keeping Lincoln, please raise your hand or say, yes, keep Lincoln. I'll keep Lincoln. So that's 3 people. Lou,
Keep Lincoln.
vote keep Lincoln or not.
I mean, once again, I have no
Hey, if
strong
it's in
feelings.
between,
What was the-
it doesn't matter.
What was the counterpoint to getting? I'm sorry, not counterpoint, but we were getting rid of Lincoln to get who?
The blacksmith.
Blacksmith. But 3
Blacksmith,
of us
and
voted
he
yes.
is the one that gives you the damage bonus for weapons
Yeah, he
and
gives-
exotic weaponry.
and access to exotic weapons and exotic weapon training.
3 of us voted yes, 2 of us voted neither. So it doesn't matter what anyone else votes. We keep Lincoln. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a possibility.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've come across a lot of possible people you could bring on that
We could also potentially find another blacksmith at some point once we expand the ship.
Possibly true.
Yes.
Because you're going to be able to
We
expand
could
the ship.
abandon the Empress.
I don't think that would be a wise idea. Unfortunately, whenever you decided to bring her on, that became a permanent retainer slot.
Curses.
You could try leaving M behind.
If someone tries to
But
leave him
everybody
behind,
really,
I'll fight
I
you
feel
to
like
death.
everybody really likes M.
Yeah, M can stay. M's great.
All right, that's okay. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure you knew that, much like with Chachi, who would have been able to offer like weapon enchantments and stuff. It's a possibility that you could have had. There will be other possibilities that arise, and you likely after you upgrade your ship. I don't think you want to get rid of Madame Vestia because she gives you that sweet portent dice. I mean, a free 18, and also the ability to scry and do divination spells, and also pull strange creatures onto your ship accidentally.
She's
Great.
also my friend.
Oh, I just realized I haven't used the scrying thing yet. I could do that at some point.
You set off
Anyway.
into the sky, leaving the monastery behind. Reed,
I meet metal Venta's leg as we leave.
he collapses as all of a sudden rats begin gnawing on his sausage leg.
Fucker.
That'll kill the rats though, because as soon as Nick's out of range of it, it'll turn back into metal on their stomach.
Get fucked, idiots.
Reed, you like I said, you've all gained a little bit of wealth. Reed, you've attained mastery. It was a nice little Reed interlude. I don't care what anybody said. It doesn't have to be more than just that. It's nice to let everybody have a chance to play with their character. You take to the skies, the ground sailing beneath you. One of the nice things about airship is you don't have to worry too much about encounters.
Colin says
that
famously
felt-
before an
That
encounter.
felt vaguely
Well, no.
threatening.
I have to push it forward a week and then roll for an encounter.
Do we just where are we headed next?
You're continuing heading where you were going. That is Verlassen, which is over here, which is the large city that is in the middle of the Chillwater Lake, which is, you know, Vishta is the biggest city, but Verlassen is a little bit of a weird city. It has access to lots of magics, things like
We
that.
can get the magic circle here.
I got the magic
It can
stick.
offer. It does offer. It is big enough to offer airship upgrades, and obviously, but the big thing is you were heading up towards this region, which is your home and the Three Sisters, where you think you need to go next. But you were going to go here and then probably up.
Okay.
Tree coming.
But like I said, one of the nice things about the airship is you cover all this ground really fucking fast. So, because from Feist, the monastery is only 2 weeks, which is a lot of ground to cover. From here all the way to there, it's probably only gonna be maybe 3 weeks of travel time, which would normally take months of on-foot time. At a standard travel pace, not a fast travel pace. But the point is, yes,
How is my tree coming, Colin?
it is slowly growing at an accelerated rate, to be sure, under your careful watch.
An accelerated weight, eh?
An accelerated
That
weight.
joke.
Even
Yeah,
so,
bad joke.
not fully grown yet. Convenient enough, it's gonna be fully grown whenever you reach for lesson.
Oh my god.
Just sort of have these, you know, milestones.
Wow.
That being said, I want everybody to roll a perception check for me as you sail through the skies.
Perception.
Sailing
That's
away.
a 15, Dad.
That's a 26, Mom.
16.
14.
It fucking
Matt.
happened. I rolled a 1 into a 1.
30.
At least it was something relatively worthless. Alec, cool.
Don't forget
The only way
the
I can
long
actually
grass
get a 1.
Karakwa. You've spent about a week sailing through the skies, otherwise, and enjoying what is, for the most part, a relatively pleasant journey. For the most part, the air is actually getting quite warm as you continue sailing closer to Beaz Kumlahar. Leaning over the edge of the ship, resting on a rather boring day, you can hear M is trying to convince Adelaide to play a game of Dragon's Bones.
Hell yeah.
You can see, I would say this is Karakwa and Alec Cool with their really good perceptions.
Yep.
You see, just below this cloud line, a faint path, probably a cart path, leading between small settlements, quite long and not particularly well trod. You do see, you've passed over the past couple days. You've passed by wagons heading towards Beaz Kumlahar, heading towards the east. Not particularly numerous, but not exactly uncommon. But there is something that catches your eye, specifically you, Alec Cool, along a rather out-of-the-way portion of the road. You see several men. They are gathered around what appears to be another humanoid. This humanoid, with a sort of strange carapace and multiple arms, a thrycreen. This
Oh my
thrycreen appears to be hurt, and the men gathered around, rifling through its bags.
Right?
You are roughly 100 feet up in the air.
Let me double check and see how this spell works.
I pushed Nick off and let him deal with it as we fly on.
We'll
Base.
pick you up on the way back!
Yeah, he'll be
So-
okay.
So, just to ask before something pops off, do we get spell cannons on the ship?
You do have spell
I-
cannons on the ship. They are focusing tubes.
I am going to go ahead and cast. Where's my spells? Summon Beast, and I'm gonna fucking summon like a fucking eagle or just some kind of flying creature, and I'm gonna have it fly me down. And I'm gonna let go and drop onto the men.
Hell yeah.
This is when Nick's helping
So-
a Thrycreen pedophile. He doesn't know it.
Fucking
I mean,
Opa Gangnam style.
Is this
baby.
this only Nyx can actually see this, right?
Karakwa,
I
you
saw
saw
the
that. You saw
path.
that as well. You saw
Oh.
the same things as well.
So this dude just jumps out of the plane.
Trying to gather up all the tokens here.
I yell to Nipsey, bring the ship down somewhere close as I fly off.
Let's see. Go ahead. I'm just gonna put every.
Wow, combat. If these are level 1 bandits, this is gonna literally
Okay.
be the worst day of their fucking lives.
I could just cast
No,
fireball.
they're
on
obviously
them.
not gonna be
If
level.
I had it.
They're not gonna be level 1 fucking bandits. Obviously, they're gonna be level 2.
They're level 2.
bandits.
Damn. Good call
And
there.
there's gonna be 70 of them.
Okay.
70. Who would win in a fight? 70 level 1 bandits or 1 level 70 bandit?
Hey, that's not a bandit. That's a
All right.
monster. Oh no!
Now that you're getting, let me describe the scene. Now
My
that you're
screen's
fucking getting
black.
close, Tommy. Let me fucking describe the scene.
Sorry.
You bitch.
So-
You can see Alec Cool, as you tumble down from the sky, you jumped 100 feet, right?
No.
And you turn into an eagle,
I
yeah?
Cast,
Or you grabbed an
no,
eagle?
I flew down on an eagle.
You leap onto the eagle and fly down.
And then as soon as I get, if they look like they're rifling and looting the corpse or a person that's downed, I dive onto them when I get to a safe enough distance and I try and kill them.
Alright. You can see there are what appears to be, as you soar slower and lower down, it looks like there are 4 well-armed brigands that are rifling through the belongings of this Thri-Crane. And there is what appears to be a much heavier armored half-orc who stands next to a
Is it
massive...
supposed to be just the black screen?
It is...
No. We're on the road.
I reloaded
it is for
and I-
you.
and I-
It's for you,
Okay.
because I haven't pulled your token to the scene.
Okay,
Oh.
just making sure.
But the only one I really need to see it right now is Alec Cool, who leapt off the side of the boat. It is, like I said, 4 brigands, fairly well armed actually, but nearby is a heavily armored half-orc with a massive curved 2-handed sword who stands next to an incredibly large Manticore, its tail swishing almost like a dog's or a cat's, with interest as he watches the men rifle through the bags, saying, "Alright, boys, see that everything useful's pulled out? Not gonna get anything in this interesting through anytime soon, that's for sure." As you will leap down, soaring through the sky, roll a, are you trying to be sneaky about this? You're just leaping down, so... give me
No,
a
I'm going to attack them.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Do I need a stealth check or an attack? I don't mean to be stealthy at all.
I'm trying to
going
see if they...
attack.
if you're leaping down, they're gonna see you.
Okay.
Unless you're being stealthy.
So I guess I just...
Alright. Doesn't look like they notice you soaring down through the sky, so you will get a free attack on one of them.
Okay.
And it can be pretty much any of them, since you're flying down.
I can fly down. I'm gonna get to this guy. And I just get like a free round?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess my eagle would just stay with me. So.
Eagle fly free.
And I could just use the on-keg token again since it's still on my list. I just don't know how to pull it out.
It can be. I've got bandit. Where's my damn on-keg?
And then I am going.
Figure permission. So you should be able to move it.
I am going to. Fuck, I'm just gonna fucking Mantis Claw attack him. I mean that's a,
Give him the claw!
and then I get the sneak attack damage. 'Cause I'm assuming,
He is very surprised.
yeah. My damage, and then you said as a bonus action I can do my double daggers, right?
Yes.
I will do my double daggers. So that's 25 damage.
Alright. Piercing into him. You easily catch him by surprise, bearing the mantis claw into his shoulder and the 2 Thri-Crane double daggers deep within his ribs as he collapses to the ground, a howl of pain as he sort of struggles against your mighty blows. trying to push you to the side. Not dead, but hurt pretty damn badly.
Fucker. Yeah, that's it for me, I guess.
Rest of the party, you saw Alec Cool leap over the edge.
We all just kind of sleep.
Grabbing onto an eagle that he summoned, soaring downwards. Nipsey does as well, sort of saying, what the hell just happened? Head in.
I don't know, go after him.
Nyo.
Hey, that's pretty good for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, spellcasters first, Cody. That's right.
Just as God intended.
Well, superior race. Ooh, excuse me. I'm ordering Chinese food. What the fuck is this thing?
I am also concerned. I zoned out for, I thought, like 30 seconds.
You fool!
Aww. Thank you, Lou.
There's an orb
Right?
and a Manticore.
Yeah, I know that
Very
part.
welcome, Cody.
That was said like 5 minutes ago, Connor. I'm talking about this thing behind Alacool.
That's Alacool's thing.
Okay. That's all I
That's
wanted
just
to
my
do.
summon beast.
It's a Hydralisk.
It's an Anke.
It just goes.
It does kind of look like a Hydralisk, though.
Remember when you could get the Hydralisk from the second Night Elf level in Warcraft 3?
That was the shit, Cody.
Shut up, Tommy.
What?
You're just placating me.
No, I like what?
Yeah, stop it.
Thomas like, I love World of Warcraft.
Aww.
Yes, but how do you turn this on?
Eddie, do you know how upset I was when the Warcraft 3 remaster was complete shit? I'm glad I didn't buy it.
You probably weren't as upset as me. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro.
Yeah, probably not, but like still, I love Warcraft.
I know Warcraft 3 is like legitimately
Alright.
like the most important game to me, for real.
Sucks, dude.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go in standard initiative. As you soar down, the Skyweaver soars down to the sky, giving you the opportunity to leap to the ground nearby.
Oh boy.
Alright, we
This
start
is
off
closer
with
than I like.
Karakwa.
Oh. So these guys are obviously up to no good.
Sure. Or they're
Sure.
up to the most important good, killing Thrycrane.
Ooh,
And
I do
robbing
like
them.
killing Thrycrane and robbing them blind. Even though they've done literally nothing wrong. That is a good pastime to have.
This
To-
Thrycrane has a tattoo on his arm. It says, OJ didn't do it.
Oh, fuck this. I whistle my... and I go back on the ship. Shut up, Lou. Shut up.
Never.
Stop talking. Alright. Then, I tell you what. If these guys are assholes, which is what they seem to be, I'm gonna summon my thing right here. It's 10 feet of all these guys. All 4 of them will have to do a dexterity saving throw.
This guy's going wildfire totem crazy.
Crazy!
Rolled a little better. Alright.
And I gotta look at the
Let
damage.
us
I think it's a...
make Karakwa. There you go. Move it wherever you want it to. E. Right there?
Oh god. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, you can move it around, so.
When it comes in, they have to do a spell save DC dexterity or take 2d6 fire.
You'd be surprised they're actually pretty fucking good at dexterity.
Whoa.
Whoa! We got a 14. Another
Fail.
14.
Fail.
19.
Does it have to match or exceed?
If it matches, it passes.
Pass.
And a 9.
Fail.
Alright, 3 fails
They
and a
take...
pass.
Wow. They take 11 fire damage.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
my god.
What about the pass? Is it half?
Nah, I think they take. I think they just dodge it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Still.
Yeah, it's either save or die. So.
Fucks up the one that Alacool was on. He's hurt real bad.
Then I will fire a flame seed at that one.
Okay,
A
yeah.
flame seed.
This one right here.
Yep. A flame seed is a. Forgot how does it hit. It hits with. I think it's just a D20, and then it's my ranged attack modifier, right? Yeah, my spell attack modifier, so +5 to hit. And I
That's
guess
good.
that hits.
That will hit.
What's my proficiency bonus? What the
Crazy,
fuck?
crazy.
I have a +5 proficiency? What the fuck?
We're level 13. Dude.
Oh, it takes 6 damage. I rolled a 1.
Not the greatest damage, but still some, as it arches through the air and pounds into the back of the man, who's lying on the ground prone at this point.
I'll move over here and have it move like this here. And that's my turn.
Alright. It will... There's nothing else from Karakwa. It will go to the bandits with a 20 for their rolls. This one, next to Alacool, sort of stands up and brandishes a dagger and a short sword and says, "Ah, another bug for the taking, huh?"
Good luck.
As they're going to start closing in around you.
Oh my god. He's like Piper Perry.
Well, they're not really too strong, so the odds are not stacked in their favor. That is going to be a miss, as with one attack, as they get 2 attacks. So the short sword slashes out. It only is a 12. The other one is a 20 versus armor class.
That does not hit.
So the short sword and the dagger get out. Oh wait, they all have advantage because you're surrounded. So that's a fail.
Does the dude to the south have advantage since the on-keg
He is flanking.
thing is next to it? Okay.
Next attack is going to be a 22, or the other guy is... This other attack is going to be a 22 versus armor class.
That'll hit.
That is the dagger, so it's going to deal a D4, 6 points of piercing damage, and 9 points of sneak attack damage. So that was this guy. This guy is going to make a short sword attack against you. That's only going to be a 19. His dagger attack will be a 28.
Yeah.
For 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of sneak attack damage. This other guy right here will do his attack after standing up. It is 22 versus armor class for the short sword.
Yep.
Right. That deals 3 points of slashing damage and 7 points of sneak attack damage. His dagger is 21 versus armor class
That matches.
for 6 points of piercing damage. And then the final guy at the bottom is going to do his short sword attack. 25 versus armor class.
Yep.
For 7 points of pierce or slashing damage and 7 points of sneak attack damage. Then he will do his dagger attack. That is only going to be a 16, however.
Nope.
That rolls through all of the basic brigand's turns as it
Cool.
goes to Aruna.
Ta-ta-ta!
Super excited that I just took half my health and damage.
5, 10, 15, 20. Phenomenal. I'll pull out some fluorescent material and throw it into the air, and I shall cast Hypnotic Pattern at 3rd level. Let me see. I'm gonna hit all of these fucking guys. They all need to make Wisdom saving throws. DC 19.
DC 19. Let's see. That is going to be a this guy right here. It's a pass. He got a 19 exactly.
Damn.
That guy
Lou, is
right
that the
there.
combat hat?
He's gonna get a 6. This guy is going to get a. He got a 22.
Damn.
Then the
Yes, indeed.
Manticore boy. He is going to. The Manticore fails, however.
Okay, so the guy that failed at the Manticore, they're incapacitated and have a speed of 0 as long as no one hits them.
Okay, which one of them got hit then?
The one that had 8 hit, the
this
one that
guy.
you already beat, or the one that was above the one
Yeah.
that you beat the crap out of is knocked out, or is incapacitated essentially.
So the one that I beat the crap out of is
He's still
freaking-
standing, yeah.
Which unfortunately it didn't hit any of the super healthy guys except the Manticore, which I would guess is probably good for you.
Yep.
I don't know why I moved, Colin. I didn't need to move because I had 120 feet on that. 15, 20, 25. Cool. So after I cast that, I will try to, I guess, goad some of these guys to come after me instead of beating the shit out of the cool.
It's appreciated.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But I'll get a little bit closer so I look like a prime target. But yeah, that's my turn.
Well, it
Let me
goes
get
to
a drink.
Alec Cool after that.
Okay, so
Have you ever farted and then your dog got up and walked out the room?
I am going to features. I'm gonna use my wild shape to go into my starry form, and I'm going to do the chalice, and then I can do that too. I'm also going to use my Giant's Might. I don't know why it rolled anything.
Me go big. As all of a sudden, you turn into the Incredible Hulk, increasing in size. 2x2, hands of blue.
I guess it's because it
Actually, I should
mentions you
probably-
do an extra 1d6 on hit.
I
Probably
guess,
actually
but
do it
you.
the
So it
correct
was like, hey, it mentions a d6, I should roll it.
Yeah.
There we go. This should be correct one. Push everyone back.
Oh no, now they're out of line.
I like
What
how I
was
got
gonna do?
moved all the way over here. What the fuck?
Okay.
Push
So
them
that's
back.
that's my turn, and then you said this dude was the hurt one.
He's the hurt one.
My buggy friend's gonna walk in a circle and go around to that side. And then it's a bug eagle. Let's see. So it's a flying one. So it does a 1 attack. And it's my my spell attack modifier. So oop. It's a 15 plus 9, so a 23.
23, yes. And you have advantage on the...
Or 20,
well, no,
24.
never mind. 24 will hit.
Whatever. And then it does a D8 damage, I'm pretty sure. Six points of damage.
Right. The eagle soars down, its talons lashing out as it pierces into its eyes, plucking his eyes from his head as he staggers backwards.
+4. So it does 10 points of damage.
As he staggers
him anyway.
backwards, the eyes plucked from his head as he dies, screaming in pain.
And that's the end of the turn for that boy too.
Alright.
Alright, I'm just planning my shit.
It goes to Henley.
Henley.
I'm gonna fuck up this Manticore.
Henry Coon.
He is currently
Henry,
Oh
Good
god.
man, Tommy.
incapacitated. Is he only incapacitated, or...?
He'll be incapacitated until he gets hit.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but I imagine no matter what, we're fighting it.
Look, as long as it's aggroed on you and not me, I don't give a fuck.
That's fine.
I was just more concerned about getting Alakul out of the shit fest before that.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm
that's
saying
fine.
I assume either way we're fighting it, and in character, I would go fight the fucking Manticore.
It's actually entirely fair.
Alright, I'm gonna raid my bonus action, and I'm gonna slicey it.
That's what those blades are for.
Snicker snack, motherfucker.
The butthole blades go snicker snack.
Oh, that's just damage. I don't want to do damage. I want to attack it.
Just rolled damage. Oh my god.
Do I hit with a 20, Colin?
It will hit.
And then for my second attack, a 25.
Both will hit.
The first attack does 8 damage. No, 9 damage.
9
And the
big
second one
points
does
damage.
14 damage.
23 huge points of slashing damage as you
And
leap through the
I'm
air,
using Infectious Fury on it too.
called to fight, your blood singing as you charge this Manticore, seeing it as the greatest monster on the field. You deal a lot of damage to it.
It's gotta make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw.
We got a 19.
Okay, it passes.
But that immediately wakes. As soon as you attack it, that is the end of its incapacitation.
I really don't give a fuck.
But you do open up several wounds in its flanks as it howls in pain. But that's it for Henley.
Yup.
It'll go to Reed.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and we need to do that. So that should be 25. And then I am, and this should work. Nope. Oh, that is different. Because my other one was able to reach farther. Hold on. Oh, it's because I'm doing it directly. Okay. There we go. Should have been around here. Haha! Damn it! That doesn't get the Manticore. I tried to. Ah! Yeah. and I don't think I can get it from my space.
Do it anyway. It's cool.
Well, actually, it should start right here. Nope. Damn it! I can't get the Manticore.
Do it anyway. It's cool.
I breathe fire in the rain.
Well, I breathe lightning.
Watch it burn.
Yeah, no, I can't really get. Oh well. I get those two and the big dude in the back. I'm going to spend 3 key points, and they need to do a dexterity saving throw.
Brigands are good at these. Not that good at it. That is a 14, 10, and 18.
What was my?
I think you said 16.
I had. It's in the features thing.
Yeah, it's your monk's hit die, so it'd be 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom modifier, I think.
So that would be 17.
So the last guy passes, the other 2 fail.
Alright, anyone who fails takes 22. The guy that passes takes half. That actually did not do as much damage as I thought.
I mean, 22 damage to 2 people and then 11 to a third
Yeah, there it is.
is
Okay,
pretty
it's
good,
17.
Lou.
It's 17, okay.
Pretty
Like-
good.
Actually, the other part that sucks is that, well, that counts as my action, and since I didn't take the attack action, I can't do any other bonus action nonsense, so...
That does wake him up, however. He is back.
Ludo, did you do 55 damage though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You did
55
a shit
damage
ton
on a
of
single
damage.
action is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when people can, like, fireball for a million...
It's not
Yeah,
a million,
and they can only do
that's
it, like,
hard to do.
one day.
Yeah, it's really hard to do a fireball for me.
He's
5th
blasting out.
edition is about consistent damage,
He's
not
blasting
high
out the
damage.
key points.
Alright. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to end it there because I don't have... Hey! It's Coward!
That's right.
Is it actually Coward? Or
It is actually Coward.
Darling?
Well, no, it's actually
Fuck.
just Coward's token.
The
Alright.
guy I never got to play.
It is going to go to
I mean, Lou, you could play him.
the
You just...
Brigand Chieftain or Brigand Captain plus the Manticore's turn. Alright. He's gonna point at you, Henley, as he says, "Go and get him, Fluffy." But he is going to stride forward with the rest of the group surrounding Alakul while the Manticore deals with you. I will start with the Manticore's attacks. It is going to be claw attack.
I'm gonna scream at the Manticore like Rick does in fucking the Mummy at the Mummy.
You end up screaming at it. You end up screaming at it like Jon Snow screams at the dragon in Game of Thrones.
I don't know
You're
what
gonna
that
throw a
sounds like.
chair at him?
The Manticore, its powerful, sinewy form, sort of stalks forward. It's actually larger than any Manticore you've ever seen, Henley, and you're pretty familiar with monsters. This is a powerful beast, Manticore Alpha, as it sort of, with incredible strength and speed, converges on you. It's like claws ramping up as he's going to slash into you. Alas, that first attack is only going to be a 19.
That hits, calling him a barbarian.
And is alright. Well, you're raging, so you're probably only gonna take like a fraction of the damage.
Yeah.
Well, you were a ranger.
He's not anymore.
Oh,
He changed.
because they released the Beast Barbarian, which is literally what I was, Cody.
Oh.
The first attack is.
He basically did what you did, but there wasn't a pre-made class.
It would
for
only
anymore.
be. It would only be since you're raging. It'd only be 3 points of damage.
Okay.
The second attack is going to be a 21. Once again, 3 points of damage. Not a lot, as the claws are going into you, and then he is going to make a bite attack. It'll be a 24 for.
That also hits.
That'll be 15 points of damage, but that is halved, so 8.
Okay.
And then it will make a...
Wait, those other ones were 3 after the
yes,
half,
after,
right?
after
Okay,
the
just
half,
making
yeah.
sure.
So 3, 3, then 15 divided by 2, so 8, 3, 3, 8, and then he's going to make the tail attack. It's going to be a 22, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Against
wait.
poison.
I forgot about my rage. I have the tail. I'm gonna see if I can deflect that. I forgot to say that. No, I don't.
Okay. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw versus poison. Alright.
A 20.
You do save versus the poison. So you only take another 8 points of piercing damage.
Have?
Halved, yes. Then it is going to go to big bad boy orc man wielding his big ass double sword, surrounding now with Alec Cool surrounded. He is going to. Ooh, that is a crit.
Oh no.
And he is going to pump Divine Smite into Alec Cool.
Fucking awesome.
As his sword
of course he's a paladin.
bursts forth with, it's not even like radiant energy, it's almost like dark energy, an Oathbreaker paladin.
I mean, the paladin's a paladin, Colin.
He is going to deal... I'm doing the math here. 36 points of damage. 12 points of it is slashing. 24 of it is basically necrotic
36?
damage. Yes. But he does only get the one attack, but he can Divine Smite on it, essentially.
What did you roll?
He crit.
Oh, I can't know. I'm sorry, I forgot. I can't know the result.
Cool, I'm going to die my next round unless they all miss me.
It is going to go to Ito. That is it for their turns. He strides up, having hit a hell of a blow on Alec Cool.
Do something. Be cool, Ito. Shoot him with your crossbow.
I'm gonna
Kill one.
I'm gonna walk up to there. I'm gonna put bonus. I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark on
How much
Paladin
movement
Boy.
speed do you have? Jesus.
That was 30. It was exactly
10,
30.
15, 20, 25, 30. Nah, don't think so.
I was up here. I was by the bush.
This is 30.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I will just bonus action Misty Step that way.
Damn it! You got me.
You can't
Yeah, you
fly.
should reach down.
And then you
I
don't
tried to
bonus.
roll.
Then you don't bonus action Hunter's Mark.
I won't bonus action Hunters. And I'm going to attack him, the Paladin, with the Ashen Inquisition.
What? I didn't know you knew how to use that.
Why the fuck would you do that? You have a crossbow.
You could just put the bolt in it and then
Oof,
stab
it's
him.
11. And you're hitting the paladin and not this guy?
I'm hitting the Paladin.
And not 11 is not enough, unfortunately. It just hits his relatively heavy armor and bounces off.
I will make a second attack.
Don't fuck
What
it up
the
this
fuck?
time.
God hates you. God hates
Never
you.
mind. I'm sorry, Nick. You're going to die.
I mean, you could have healed me, but okay.
You could have healed him.
I have 20
That's okay,
health, but
just-
instead you decided to attack.
That's
It's
okay.
fine.
There's still Bruce and Karaku before the bandits get to go.
Was gonna.
I think you
Rocco's
should
got you covered.
fireball Alec Cool. Oh,
No,
wait.
I'm gonna flame strike him.
Alright.
Yes.
He's
I'll
gonna
get your
fireball on
dodgy.
top of Nick.
All right. I need everybody just to use all their AOE's. You know.
Cody's like, they can't kill you if I
Oh,
kill
shit.
you.
I accidentally deleted Alakul from the turn order. What was your initiative again?
16.
16.
I go right after, I go after Aruna.
Wow.
You just changed his name.
I
to
just changed his
16.
name to 16. Fantastic.
Oh my god, he's injured 16 now. Where's
Oh
Sal?
my god.
Oh my
No, that
God.
means I actually die!
Wait, that means I'm in love with you.
Change the world. My final message. Goodbye.
Well, Bruce, what you got?
Yo, Alakul. Unlike the paladin / bard.
Awesome, that's 6 points of movement. I'm gonna run past this guy and I'm gonna give him like a running kick.
Yeah, he's taking some pretty
Um,
significant
right.
damage as well.
No, he's surrounded.
Ooh,
He
that's
is
2 max
surrounded.
damage. 24 and 22 to hit, both for 13 each.
Right.
Damn.
You rush forward, lashing out with your kicks as bringing inwards. You slash across him, sending him down to death. I forget what weapon you're using, so.
No, I was using
When
unarmed
he-
strike, so he's just unconscious.
All right.
When he dies,
I
I
know- I
use
mean,
one of my
Do you want to
reactions.
knock him unconscious, or do you want to kill him? You don't have to
I'm
knock him
not, I'm
unconscious.
not, I'm not a,
You
I'm
can,
not a
you
murderer,
can,
man.
You don't have to. I mean, you don't have to like. Just because you're using unarmed attacks doesn't mean they keel over
I know,
unconscious.
but Bruce wouldn't be going for the kill on, like, just the average ruffian.
They're not average.
Oh.
They're special.
In either case, he's gonna be special
He's
unconscious.
special.
So he's out, and then I'm gonna use bonus action to summon my Echo 15 feet away.
Cody,
I'm gonna burst him out of the ground right by this guy.
make sure you say your thing, Cody, that you wanted to do.
There you go. Move
Oh wait,
up.
he's not
he
dead.
He didn't die, so.
Never mind. Is that as
And-
soon as someone dies, or can you do it on a corpse?
I do it when someone dies. I can use my action to make them burst into a thing of flames.
Sorry, Beaver. I was trying to get healing off for Alec.
No, you're good. I mean, I want to heal him, but Bruce wouldn't go for the kill, unfortunately.
No, you're good.
So I'm gonna summon my spirit here out of mud, and I'm going to use an action surge to double attack this guy, because I don't imagine I can get advantage on him. I don't think I'm flanking him.
No.
Alright. I will attack that guy.
This guy is hurt pretty badly too from the lightning.
$23 and 28 for a total of 21 damage.
That's enough to, like I said, already injured from the blast. That's enough to take him out.
Christ, Beaver.
Does he die?
Double KO. No, he's not dead. He's out though.
Okay.
Took
He's
a rock
fit
to
to
the
be-
head. So I mean, honestly, he's gonna come back, but he's not okay.
I mean, he's gonna come back and I'm going to eat him.
He's gonna be like a guy that Batman gets a hold of, like brain damage, like shattered legs.
Exactly. He's like fucking severely concussed.
I'm not dead. I'm just hurt
A
very
fa-
bad.
A thought from that fight, that height ain't fatal. I know. Drops. Ah!
All right. Is there anything else from you,
Giving
Bruce?
testing.
That's it for me.
Goes. Karakwa.
Yeah, Connor, he says, I'm counting on it.
Karakwa,
Yeah,
I
that's
want
right.
you to
That's
think
right.
really long and hard and carefully about this turn as I go pee.
Okay, I will do that. Where do I put my flame strike? Let's see.
The
Beaver, is this your Echo Knight up here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
keto is very flammable, Cody. If that helps
Mm.
decide.
Humans, when cooked, smell like pork.
Good to know.
People die when they are killed.
Oh my god.
Fire burn prophecy?
I'm so close to being done with these minis. I've been painting all fucking day.
Yeah, you have.
I was thinking about shooting a lightning bolt,
I mean,
but
you
then
chose
everybody.
to do that though.
No, I know, but I'm real close to done.
Nick, I'm gonna send you a mini in the mail to paint for me, and then you have to send it back.
I mean,
Broken.
People do that. Why
Yeah.
is that?
people do that regularly.
That's a thing.
Wait, people
My
send
dad
them to Nick? What the fuck?
No,
I mean,
like, to
no,
artists.
but
Oh, I'm aware, but that requires more money than just sending it to Nick to do.
Yeah, it does. I saw my dad's fucking accounting ledger on his miniatures, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Fiverr and pay $150.
He's got
for
a
hand
fucking
painting.
sweatshop in Sri Lanka that paints his minis.
Did you
oh
pull-
god,
Did you end them yet?
Connor,
Kill him?
that's rude. It's Bangladesh now. God.
All right, Cody,
Right,
what
I
you
suppose
doing?
that's true.
see,
Is really hurt from what I can see right here.
I am severely injured.
He's partially smushed.
It's only partially smushed. I'm.
There you go, Tommy.
He's got another
Now-
turn in him.
They skipped
actually
out
came
on
out
the
really
really
good.
they used to swat
It's not
him.
quite done, but
Did you do the
I-
contrast paint on the gold too?
no. I only have red. I have more than red, but I have contrast paint on a few things, but I don't have gold.
Cool.
Yes.
You are going to be healed for 70 HP.
Jesus.
70.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heal!
Right on. I'll live this next turn.
Heal is a good spell.
He's blasting out as high a level
The,
as he can.
the energy that comes out doesn't actually come from me, but from the wildfire spirit as a wave of,
Sexual energy?
yes,
It's actually a
flows
wave.
to you.
It's actually he fucks it up. It's actually a wave of fire. You take 70 points of damage.
Well, I'm not dead, but I would be down. And very close to dead.
Fire flame seed with my bonus action at this guy.
All right, this guy's pretty much okay, so
Thanks, friend.
3 to hit,
it will hit.
and that does not look right. Hold on. But if it is a D6 plus 5, I can never remember.
Beaver's waving maniacally at a child.
It's me. I'm the child.
She's not
It is
waving
D6.
back, damn it.
It is D6 plus 5. Okay. So yeah, 11 damage, fire damage to that guy.
All right, that's still pretty good damage against these guys. They're not super strong.
That's my turn. Action bonus action.
Alessandra, hi.
Forgot to put my runes on.
You're welcome, Alacool.
No, I said thank you. Well, I'm gonna say thank you again in a minute too.
When you suck my dick.
Guy is going to move to
I mean,
flank
you
you.
don't want it. You don't want me to do that.
Will attack with
He
his
sounds you
short
with the
sword.
proboscis.
Only gonna be 17 with his
He's
short sword against you. Alec.
He's gonna sound your cloaca with his mandibles.
What'd you say, Colin?
17 versus armor class is gonna miss
No.
against you, and then a 19 is also gonna miss you.
Yep.
But he does move to flank. Goes to Aruna.
Oh my god. Has anyone hit this paladin guy at all? I don't think so, right?
I tried, but failed.
He's taken a little.
11.
Mhm.
You got a little shocky.
Oh yeah, that's true, he did. I mean, sometimes you just gotta pull out the lodestone and disintegrate him. It's, yeah, I would pull out my lodestone, call it out, but I give a dump a disintegrate into his asshole. That's 70 damage to me.
I will use his one legendary resistance to pass it.
Alright, cool.
Aw.
I mean,
Alright,
that does
he had
sound
a-
like a good thing to pass.
He had a legendary resistance, everybody.
He only had
But now he
five.
don't.
Now he don't.
Yeah, and as my bonus action, I'll
And
go.
it was one shared between him and the Manticore, so neither of
I-
them do.
I flip him off because I have no other abilities.
Flipping
Damn.
off is a free action.
Yep, I move back one square and defeat.
All right, that does, but it's also burned the legendary for the Manticore as well, because they only had one between the two of them. It will go to Alec Cool.
All right. Let's see. Does the other Thrycreen look conscious?
He is unconscious, but he
But he's
doesn't look
alive.
like he's breathing. He does look like he's breathing.
Okay. So I am going to let's see. I am going to use 3rd level inflict wounds on the paladin.
Give him that heat. Give him the heat.
24 to hit.
Easily hitting as you reach out, grabbing his, managing to slip up to touch his chin, touching his bare skin, as you begin pouring necrotic damage into him, as he cries out in pain, and you can see the flesh on his face begins to melt away as he takes 31 points of damage.
God dang.
And then, as my bonus action,
You son of a bitch!
I'm going to... Where is... I know I have Healing Word. I'm going to use Healing Word. And do it at 1st level. To heal the other Thrycreen for 5. Because that's... Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
nice
it is,
thing to
right?
do.
Yeah.
And then, also... that means I get to heal him for a D8 with my chalice.
His compound eyes flutter open.
For another 5, and then let me make sure it's not plus something. It is plus something, so another 7. So he heals for 12 hit points.
Right, he is no longer unconscious, awake.
But I say in Thrycreen, don't move.
He goes, vampire.
It seems...
No, I make him, I make it, I mean, don't move in a way that, like,
Shit.
don't move a muscle. Do not flinch, make them think you're still dead.
Alright.
He goes, holy shit, a vampire!
Alright. That is, he stands stock still, although his eye, you can tell his head darts around with terror, but he remains laying on the ground, trying to stay out of the way. That's it for Alakul. It will go to Henley.
Henley, use your disintegrate. He doesn't have legendary resistance anymore.
There you go.
I'm gonna cast Disintegrate. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna use my, I'm gonna shift.
He's gonna shit?
Shift.
That's what I heard.
What do you mean shift?
Use my shifting power. I'm a shifter.
Oh, I thought you meant 4E shift. I was like, Rick,
You're
that's
a
the other thing.
shitter.
He shifts
No,
in his pants.
Nick, I'm a shifter. That's what I've been this whole
Shifted
time.
and farted.
Shift.
I gain
in my
17 temp
pants.
HP and I have +1 armor class. I'm gonna attack him.
What, dude?
He shifted in his pants. The poo guards him.
The fuck?
For 23 and 25, Kyle.
Both will hit.
First one's 9 damage and 10 damage.
Alright, a couple of good blows against the terrible Manticore.
Infectious Fury.
Give him that infectious fury.
It's a DC. What do you roll?
It does fail that.
He takes 2d12 damage.
Damn, son.
Where'd you find this?
Thank you.
Takes another 12 psychic damage.
Perfectly balanced. Pretty beat up at this point. Still standing, but pretty beat up.
That's my turn.
Alright. Reed.
Reed.
Ah, damn it. While they're handling that, I will swing around over here. And we're just gonna do the unarmed strikes. That's a 20 for 10.
A 20 against a basic brigand, a basic baby back bitch brigand. You think that'll hit?
No, absolutely not. How could it?
Oh, he said no,
So
so it
we
doesn't.
will-
It doesn't hit.
Haha, it was a test. Get fucked, idiot.
It was a test. You failed. Haha.
So because I'm so short, we're gonna kick him in the back of the knee.
No, Lou, it doesn't fucking hit.
Then we're gonna do another unarmed strike. That's gonna be a 25 for 10 for another 10.
All right.
This time we're gonna kick him in the stomach to get him to bend over.
Hypothetically, if these hit, you know.
All right. He's beat up pretty fucking badly at this point. Barely
bonus
standing.
Bonus action is just gonna be another basic unarmed strike, non-lethally to.
You keep saying this word
Axe kick.
non-lethal.
I don't think you
Axe
know what
kick
it
to the.
means.
That's a 25 for 12, and it's gonna end
Have
with
you
an
ever been
axe
kicked in the back of your head, Lou?
to the back of the head.
All right. Your feet. You become a flurry. Terrible motion.
Furry.
As all of a sudden your fists and feet fly out, punching him in various places, in the doubling him over as you reach forward with your feet and kick him, catching him right in the back of the head. Not enough to knock him out, but just about.
Damn
Man.
Oh well.
I
That's the end of my turn.
as I disintegrate people, I look at Reed and I'm like, wait, you can do non-lethal?
Like, why would
Yeah.
you do that?
I'm like force choking this man non-lethally with inflict wounds, right?
Alright.
If there's nothing else from Reed.
I mean, if you ask this one Kenku, no, I can't.
You guys lose me real upset when I cut this Manticore's head and
says-
drink its blood.
Looking around, the half-orc sort of staggers
No.
backwards. Says, I don't get paid enough for this nonsense, as he's going to disengage, and he climbs on the
Boy.
back of the Manticore.
Boy, that is too fucking late.
And then the Manticore is going, Henley, you get an opportunity attack as the Manticore launches up into the sky with him on the back.
I don't hit it.
14, not quite enough, as the Manticore soars, probably about...
Wait, if I hit it, do I stop it?
No, unless you've got something that will stop it, it will continue upwards. It has more hit points than you can deal to kill it.
Even with the infectious fury?
Even with the infectious fury, it still has 78 hit points.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I was say if I can stop it, I was gonna use the important dice.
Climbing on the back of it, the two soar up. You get one final swipe at the Manticore as he soars up and away, rising about. As he can go, the Manticore is gonna dash, so it rises 120 feet in the air.
Yeah.
This Manticore's a bitch and he needs to come back and fight me. Mano a mano.
Fight me, you coward.
Leaving the one remaining conscious brigand behind. The brigand, seeing the man or the half-orc fly away, says, "Boss, where you going?" As
Do I have
the
any
Manticore soars
opportunity
away.
to cast a spell as he's leaving?
Say what?
Do I have any opportunity to cast a spell as he's
Is he
leaving?
in range? Because it's not your turn. It's still in turn order.
Okay.
He's 120 feet up.
I am not a fool. Gone are the days of my 600-foot lightning bolts.
Like I say, because it would be still in turn order. That's why Henley got the opportunity attack, but he went basically straight up in the air with a dash. Or the Manticore did.
I'm still gonna try to get him. Don't worry, team.
You can.
We'll get him next time. Don't worry, lads.
But the brigand, seeing the boss fleet, is going to throw his weapon down. That being said,
Bro.
anybody that can hit within 120 feet can launch a shot up at him.
Okay.
Are we still doing turn order?
Yes, but everybody's going to get a turn before they get to go again.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, okay. Then I will wait.
Well, it's your turn next, so.
And fuck it, I'm gonna shoot him with my crossbow that has a range.
You motherfucker!
Is a 14? Oh my god.
No,
Holy
unfortunately
fucking
that does not
garbage.
hit.
I didn't mean to do that, but
That one's a 25.
25 will hit.
How How
Really
beat
keen.
was that? How beat up was that dude?
The dude, he's getting pretty beat up, but since he's mounted at this point, the Manticore is taking the damage.
Oh, that's weak shit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's completely covered if you shoot
I
him
mean,
from below.
Yeah, no.
You're
it
on the
makes sense.
ground, Manticore.
I
Person.
understand the physics. It makes sense.
Okay,
was
Bruce,
gonna-
can you do anything at range to him or not?
Only at range of 30 feet.
Okay, Karako, you got anything? Because I got something.
I
Yeah,
was.
I can't divine smite a ranged attack. So.
I have a suggestion, but I don't know if I'd be allowed to do it because it's kind of stupid.
Well, that's never stopped us before.
Are you gonna put your
Yeah,
echo
like,
up in the air and swap?
What are we
places
gonna
with
stop
it?
doing
I
stupid
wanted-
shit now?
I wanted to grab my
In 2
echo
years.
like Dirty Dancing, chuck him like a javelin, straight up, and then
Wait.
swap places with him,
Wait.
doing like
I
a
don't-
fucking missile.
I
launch
don't
straight
think
Are
you
up.
can
you
throw him
Patrick Swayze?
120 feet.
I don't think I can either. That's
Wait.
why.
Can you
I
swap
was
places
gonna
with your thing?
Yeah.
You gotta summon them up in the air as high as you can, holding on to Reed, swap places with
That's-
them, and then while you're midair, throw the Reed up at it.
I can only summon him 15 feet.
Solid.
He can only summon it 15 feet away, and I think he can only trade places with it like 30 feet away.
All right. If that means Bruce doesn't have anything to do at 120 feet, it's gonna go to Karakwa.
I'm looking at my spells.
Still gonna position myself.
Araqua, fireball the sky.
I don't have fireball.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, damn, you should get it.
I'm
You
trying
had
to.
Fireball. He lost Fireball. It was Cody's worst day.
They also made my revive thing worse. It used to do damage if I died. Now it does not. Let's see. Damn, that's only 60 feet. Fuck it.
Leap 60 feet. And then shoot 60 feet.
I can cast Call Lightning straight into the sky.
You can.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna do it as a... Fuck it. Let's do it as a 5th level spell.
You might as well.
Let's see.
I mean,
Because I don't want to place a template because there's no need.
You don't really. You're calling it above him. That's what matters.
Yeah, it goes 120 feet up into the air.
Right. And a scorching bolt flies down, piercing straight into the hide of the Manticore.
Wow, it really only did 17 damage?
That's
Really?
not a good roll.
Let's see, I thought it was supposed to do 3d10. I was supposed to do 2 more because I did an additional...
Alright, roll 2 more d10.
Yeah, did you make sure to up the spell
Yeah, it says
slot
5th.
thing?
It says 5th level.
Weird.
Colin, how high up did you say he was?
120 feet.
Fuck.
It's
I'm
120
gonna
feet.
mark as a range of 90 feet.
It's
Don't
an
worry.
additional 13 damage.
Right.
Don't
Those
worry,
2 did almost more damage than...
That's funny.
So that's 30 damage on the Manticore.
Still flying, but hurt very badly as a huge portion of its back leg is seared.
It's not actually storming right now, is it?
No. It's not storming
Damn.
outside, unfortunately.
Alright. I'm kind of standing like this above, like controlling the waves. Very storm-like is what I'm going for there.
Wow.
And I don't think a flame seed's gonna reach that far. I don't think a flame... Probably not. So... Let's see what kind of bonus actions I have. None. Alright, cool. Good job.
This bandit has surrendered. He's unconscious,
Uh-oh.
but he's
He
thrown down
surrendered.
his weapons.
Okay. Is he in awe at the fact that I'm calling lightning? Because
He's
he should be
upset
in
that
awe.
his boss has fled.
That's entirely fair.
Goes to you.
I'm gonna
Aruna.
have... I'll have the totem come in front of him and taunt him, I guess.
Okay, kids. I will cast Wall of Force
So you're-
and a 10-foot spear around them like an orb so they're stuck in the fucking sky.
I mean, if you want to expend the spell slots, you can.
Yeah.
Because-
Why?
So we can kill them! I can't. Okay, so either I hypnotic suggestion and they possibly fall out of the sky, or I wall of force them and they stay in place and we can catch them. What's up
We
to
can't.
you?
Oh, I guess we can fly.
We have a ship.
How long will that last?
Wall of force is 10 minutes.
Can Nipsey get off the ground in 10 minutes?
Nipsey is not left. Nipsey's not on the ground. The airship is still flying.
Oh. Can.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna do what I was gonna do. I'm basically gonna make the 10-foot sphere, which I believe I can do. I'm just making sure. For a hemispherical dome, or a sphere with a radius of 10 feet. Yep, I will wall of force them in the sky so that they're stuck.
Alright, it closes in on the Manticore and the half-orc, who push up against the side, the Manticore's claws furiously scrabbling up against it as they float 120 feet up in the air.
Alright, I'll look at Alakul since he's the one that wants these guys. You've got 10 minutes to get up to him or stop him from getting away.
Well,
and I will maintain concentration.
Karakwa staying high like this. Just give me another moment, and I can strike him again.
all right. I'm gonna get on my
I cast fly on Karakwa, or are we still in turn order?
No, at this point
you can
kind
cast
of break
fly.
out of turn
You can
order.
cast
Or not.
fly on me.
I meant Alakul, I'm sorry.
Sit on yourself and then shoot him with your crossbow a little bit
I
closer.
want to kill that fucking Manticore.
Well, whatever
Oh,
they're doing.
never mind. I don't have the DOS loot attuned.
All right. Well, I am going to grab on to my. Can the eagle carry me?
Is it a large, or technically it would have to be a huge creature at this point because you are a large creature.
Damn it.
Damn.
All
Can
right.
you drop the size?
It would only
I
have
can
to
drop-
be large.
I can drop my size, but I don't know what size it is. Scroll way up.
Colin's got his like old-timey hourglass with 10 minutes ticking away, and as soon as it ends, he's gonna say they get away.
Nope, it's a small beast.
Just have Nipsey bring the fucking ship up to him. They won't be able to outrun that.
Let's just run them over with the ship.
Can I hit them with stuff while they're in the wall of force without damaging
You'll
the
have
wall
to
of
drop
force?
it.
Okay.
You would not be able to pass through the wall of force.
All right. Well then, I'm going to the ship.
All right, the ship is circling low overhead, just barely above the tree lines. Give me an acrobatics check to leap up to the ropes that are hanging off the edge.
Damn, that's pretty
We're
good.
not in turn order right now.
Oh, just everybody?
Yeah.
Well, I'm staying
22.
here.
Damn it, I rolled shit.
I'm maintaining my spell, so I figure me leaping and jumping is not a good idea.
17.
I will bridle carry Aruna to the ship.
Climb up the rope with your ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll just
I mean,
throw you over
I
one
honestly
shoulder.
probably have the strength to do that. I could probably just sling Aruna over my shoulder and scale
Yeah.
the rope one-handed.
We will get Aruna on the ship. We're not fucking leaving you here.
That or I'll just
I mean-
sit fine with her.
I
I mean, shit, we got two
I mean,
prisoners.
I never said we're
Three.
leaving. I just need a second to kill him first. I tell my
That's
my
true.
bug friend in Thrycreen, I will be right back.
Who's keeping an eye on an injured Thrycreen man?
I said that's why I can stay down there. Since I'm keeping the spell, I can just hang out with him.
Yeah, I'll stick behind with Aruna.
But if you want to catch him, you better go catch him, because when I release the bubble, he's going to run.
I'm just gonna call another lightning bolt on his butthole.
I mean, this will all have to
The bubble
happen
needs to
after
go
the
down.
wall of force goes down.
So if Karak will be prepared to call it down if we can't get to him in time.
Are we having?
All right. I imagine there's just going to be a whole world of hurt coming on this guy. So go ahead and give me what prepared actions you have whenever this wall of force goes down.
All lightning.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, I
jump
could just-
onto the Manticore.
Okay.
As long as I can still keep concentrate. Am I on the ground or am I on the ship too?
Did you climb up on the ship?
Can I still concentrate on the spell while doing so?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you climb up the ship, or you can stay on the ground and you have range on the
get
ground
me on the
too.
ship?
16 will get you on the
going
ship. It's not
to-
hard. It's not easy, but it's not. I mean, 16 is a good acrobatics check.
I'm gonna stay on the ground just in case something falls.
I'm gonna jump onto the guy and I'm gonna use inflict wounds on him.
All right.
Do we still have the harpoons?
Yeah. You still have the standard armaments of the ship.
I will prepare to shoot a harpoon at the Manticore.
Okay. Aruna, it looks like everyone is in position to roll their attack rolls.
Pop the bubble.
All right, the bubble falls away as everybody attacks.
How close are we?
The ship is just make an attack roll with whatever. This thing is not going to survive all these attacks.
I was just wondering how close we were.
Well, that
You can-
depends. What?
You can, if you want to, feel free to use a crossbow or the ballista on the ship or the focusing cannons on the ship.
What bonus to hit do I get when using a crossbow?
Or
Ballista.
the ballista is the same as if you were using a crossbow.
Okay,
I got 19.
I got a
don't
22 for
believe
24
I
damage.
am proficient in that. Because is a crossbow considered a simple weapon, or is that a martial?
As a martial
Light
weapon.
crossbow is simple. I'm pretty sure.
Well, this is a heavy. This is not a light.
Heavy crossbow
This is a
is
heavy
martial.
crossbow.
Okay, then I don't get proficiency. I only get dex bonus. 18.
18. All right. If you got above, or you're shooting at the Manticore, Manticore is technically absorbing stuff. If you got above a 16, it hits.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll your damage.
How much damage does a ballista do?
The ballista does. Let's see, ballista was, I believe, 6d8 damage.
68. Oh my god.
Is it possible to see the rider, or does he have full cover?
Until the mount dies, the mount is absorbing the damage.
No, I understand that. I meant visually. Can I see?
Yes, you can see him.
I would like to cast Hunter's Mark at 5th level on the rider.
I mean, there's not a lot of point. He's going to die as well.
Let's see if I can track him if he falls.
All right.
Well, that's 36 to the Manticore.
Right. The two tumble out of the sky.
That's a good roll.
Oh yeah.
Soaring 120 feet down, they land with a splat, taking a further 49 fall damage. No chance of survival, as they hit the ground with a sickening thud far below, with Henley riding it all the way down as he leaps on the back of the Manticore.
I guess, riding it all the way down.
All right, the two of you give me acrobatics checks as you fall.
Ride it all night long.
That's 16.
All right.
12.
The 12 does not pass the acrobatics check, so you would take half of 49 points of damage.
That's fine.
The 16 does pass.
I can only reduce falling damage I take.
But it lands with a sickening crunch in the ground, the body of both crumpling, leaving more than broken flesh and bone beneath. You stagger to your feet, take a heavy breath. Cool, you've taken pretty significant blows.
I mean, I would have been dead if not for Karakwa, so...
Yeah. Kind of sad. I kind of wanted to talk to the big man about what he had going on up here, but we'll have to talk to the lackey, I guess.
I mean, do we have speak with dead? Like in coerce him?
Immediately. I could
Aruna,
jump down with him. I could have.
you can see the trembling Thrycreen sort of slowly peers up over the edge of a nearby log that it was hiding behind. As he pauses for a moment, sort of reveling in his safety for a moment before long he begins sort of turning around. He looks over the edge of the log he was standing at, and then he looks beside him, and you can see his little pincers begin clacking furiously as he moves around. Standing up, he, Alec, you're close enough that you can hear him screaming out, Farah! Farah!
Can I use a
Were
pact
you not
slot?
the only one?
No. While
I
he's
think
doing that,
correctly?
can I use a pact slot to use comprehend language also?
Sure.
So I can understand?
The speech immediately becomes clear, calling out the name Farah. As he looks around, they took her! She was
Who's
here
that?
too! He motions at the, bandits. They did!
No, but do you know who they were, or just they were...
They attacked us. The farm, but they took her away.
I grab the one that's still alive, or one of the ones that's still alive and conscious, by the throat and hold them up. Where did you take them?
I'll roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Why does that? I want to see if
Hold
I can
on.
found a trophy from the Manticore.
Tommy, what the fuck is wrong with your brother?
Make
block, clearly.
make a nature check.
A credit.
Right.
25.
You get a very beautiful Manticore's tail.
I'll keep that.
You're gonna
Nice.
keep it? Are you sure you don't want to use it?
What can I use it to do?
Lincoln needs Manticore's tail to make Manticore barb venom.
That's true.
Uh,
Is there anything else that's like
It can be used to make a or harvestable. For the most part, not really. It's crumpled into the ground. The hide's not any good. You might be able to harvest some teeth.
Maybe it's like some meat or something too.
Maybe some
Alright.
meat.
I'll give him the tail, but I'm taking some teeth.
Alright, that's fair enough. Probably get, like I said, the hide's almost is ruined pretty much from the impact of the
Sorry.
ground. But the teeth, you'd probably get a dozen.
Yeah, I'm gonna earth bend some rocks and then like a flint knapp knife and just start harvesting the guy for what meat I can salvage.
Yeah, you can probably get a fair amount of meat. Manticore meat's probably not particularly good, but it is edible.
It's a game. To some extent.
However, the other bandit, what was your intimidation check? A 19? He says...
19.
He says, I don't have any other weapons. I won't attack you. Please, don't...
I'm thin on patience. Where is she? Where's the other one like that, like him? It's like, I'm not like the short one there. I will kill you and eat you.
He says, he sort of trembles and says, the chief took her. Chief and the rest of the group, the rest of the crew.
Where?
There's a cave not much farther up the road. We use it
Well,
as a
then-
hideout. We stray out of it. Please don't kill me. I can show you the way.
You will show me the way. And I pick up one of his unconscious friends
Whoa.
and I drain him of his blood.
Jeez.
A rough look, but one that works on him as he sort of says,
Literally like Capri Sun again. I just wring him of every ounce of blood. Like, that'll be you if you lie to us.
I can show you the way, I swear. Please, just don't kill me.
Good. And I shrink back down to normal size.
All right. He steps away from you, collapsing to the ground, a look of terror on his face. As he looks at the rest of the group, sort of nods his head. Is this this way, it's right up the road. As he turns and you turn to follow him. And we'll pick up there next week with you getting more into these Thrycreen and rescuing Farah, finding out why they are here.